boop. And it's season 9, episode
99.
Make mine a 99. I would make it no other number. I would make it no other number.
Make mine a 99. Yeah.
Truly.
Look, and it's an interesting one. Like, what's your understanding of the meaning? Make mine a 99.
Well, it's, you know, be the consensus, be the total pop. Don't be the 1%. That was always my take on it. Be total pop.
Okay. It was also related. It was related to the ice cream.
Was that the snap apart ones?
Make mine a 99. No. Like it was a cheap ice cream. It's like a British term. It's a slang term kids would use.
Keep it under $1 or £1.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what kids would ask for, like in terms of like
the treat.
It wasn't like a business
going for the treat
thing. It was a kids would say go up to making mine a 99. I think that was
only got 99.
Yeah, they wear the ice cream.
You know, have an arc. Can I have an arc? You know, you don't want to pull pints.
You know, it's a bit of a place like that actually when you start thinking about it.
You just have a 99. You know. You get a penny. You get a penny. A copper. You get a copper. That's it. Shiny copper.
Oh my gosh!
What?
That's crazy. Every city of mine, because I actually rescinded control. No, I rescinded control to the computer.
Okay.
Like, because we'd finished the game. So you've actually, it's like it was saved with the computer.
In rescindance.
Yeah, you're doing the controlling the situation.
So being the AI player.
It was for that turn or two you played on. Yeah. Turn or
so finished your moves, made the decisions in there, moved
in the meantime,
stuff around and nuke the cities. Just blame it on the AI stuff. You didn't actually nuke them.
No, I did that.
It was computer error.
It's what I did afterwards. Is where it switched immediately. So the entire mainland of the America, like everyone that can do it, is building a giant robot. Every single place. Yeah.
It's war. It knew. It was like, these guys are just built for war.
But it's quite a slow machine. Like, it's interesting that
it's not agile. No, definitely not. It's not like some flying fortress of death. Like, that would be more effective, I reckon.
How much do they cost? What's their resource cost to
I think you can get like mods and stuff. Maybe they've got a flying fortress. Could have UFOs and stuff. Like, it's expandable. That's what I liked about the Sim thing. The modability.
Wow.
Just continue making railroads.
The KLF.
That guy was, the glorious application of the manual has helped.
It has. Look, I'm actually, this is, I'm going to have to either because I don't know, what am I going to do? I guess I'll just do this. Oh, no, it's you. Right, so there we go. Now let's see what we've got. Oof, that was expensive.
Good, we're coming down the coastline. So I was swooping around ski. Come in and pick up that sweet, sweet nectar. Look, just remember, Africa, we're your friends, okay? It's coming in to liberate you from your oppressor. Joining the Is-Was-Will-Bes has its benefits.
You don't know, just
special friends.
All right, I think I'm finally... No, still not.
All right.
Oh, has it generated it's still... I don't want to... Why? You're there. You're just going to attack me. Interesting.
Beebs is doing its best. It's getting walloped from all angles. Well, I'm glad that they realised we'll come in. Once we've done the damage, all we're going to do is be helping. Rebuilding the paradise.
Aim to defeat.
Spy survived with full health. What a legend. He's helping.
Well, yeah. There is no way known that playing the game and trying to have a conversation at this point in the game is even fucking remotely possible.
completely destroyed by the amount of war going on. It is, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, we're in massive point-to-point combat, with individual cities and...
The stomping will continue. So yes, it looks like it's taking preference over the conversation.
It's impossible. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe once I get going. So it might.
I guess if you were
let me give half an hour. Let's not right off the first half an hour, but I got to get back into the battle mode.
This is where I was trying to teach you at the beginning, where you got to get distracted. Like, it might take forever to play the game, but it's to learn to be distracted enough to have a conversation and being able to walk away from the game a bit. And
I guess what happens is I shut the game because I'm going to have to just shut the game to. I don't want to build all these giant robots. This is crazy business.
Well, you have to undo the AI's madness.
But is it mad? This is the question.
Well, maybe the closer ones that can build them quickly, leave them going, okay? And then just turn to the other what's the other objectives? Like, was there another objective you wanted to fulfill in the game? Like, the moon and the Mars race?
No, well, we're in complete combative mode. It just seems like an interesting thing to build.
It's kill or be killed. Well, not really. It's like, please come to our side. Otherwise, I guess harsh measures will be delivered.
Here we go. Here's the problem. I can build modern armor in 3 turns, or I could build. I'll turn this one off. I'll turn this to modern armor as a full strength. So in 7 turns, I can get an army. This is not very effective. I'll go to the corpse. 105, 112, 105 strength, movement 4. It's a mid range. So I'll just switch to that.
Yeah.
And then I'll switch back to giant death robot. But it consumes 3 uranium per turn. I don't think this is a very effective strategy.
There's too many being built to afford what you can output.
Yeah. It'll just start eating.
Change
production. I've got a lot
of
stock up.
Doesn't matter. Just turn them off anyway, because just having them all on will cost you money.
Yeah.
Cost you that delicious uranium that everyone loves. Enriched uranium that gets them nuclear power plants really going.
I do know what I need now. That is definitely.
But apparently there's a big march going on. So I'll throw one in. There's a big march going on tomorrow.
Is there?
So, all over the news.
Is this like I've seen like one of my friends maybe posted something and said there was like
It's an Aussie piece of the content. Let's put it that way. I'll
Australian-
pause so that we can discuss this topic.
so it's a march that supports Australia. It says Australia's a nice place. Is that it? Or a good place, or a place we want?
It's a place where our values are very important. The Aussie values are important.
We need to have marches about that. That's good. I mean, we've never really, as a country.
Well, it could be like the Aussie Pride Parade, but it's just the Aussie parade.
Is it a Malcolm X moment?
It could be. There could be a Malcolm X among them. A person who's willing to pick up that stick, the whacking stick.
A moment. I mean, just in the sense of, I don't mean it in it like a person. Like I actually mean it in like more of conceptually.
As a group collective becomes the X moment, Planet X moment.
Well, just where like, we have an actual questioning of like values in our country.
Yeah.
I don't mean like, not about the person, the people. It's actually about questioning the process. Right?
The values set they hold. That's right.
And has Australia really ever stood up for what it believes in?
What it is to be Australian. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I know that it's fought other people's battles. Like it's certainly had commentary.
We fought a lot of other people's battles. So we've been like the battle bitch, haven't we?
Battle
when it comes to
bitch.
fighting other people's fucking bitchy battles. Yeah. The white horse fucking,
Imagine
Unit 23. That's it.
The bullets.
Human shields, mate.
Yeah, the weapons. That's it.
The weapons.
The human shields. Australians used as human shields.
The impenetrable shields
by the mighty
of bullets that come out of each of the officers. That's right. Yeah. We've been able to deliver a lot. If it moves, kill it. That's the policies. If it's got a target paint, you put down the friendly fire. Because it's never a war about anger with Aussies. No. It's delivery of the love. In the form of small little lead things. Lead delivery. That's right. Rocks.
So this march it's about like and what are the values? There's like a sort of a list. Usually there's an election happening in Alice Springs recently, and what I look at is like the three things. What are their three things? And do they understand that there can only be three things for starters? Like
Australians tempted democracy. Yeah.
If you're doing any kind of pitch, if you're going for mayor, going for councillor, going for whatever it is, even for a job, like you've got, I guess, maybe just
you've got to put your credentials down, haven't you?
Well, but you got to say three things, like your 3 points, right? So
you'll be good at the job. I think would be the first one.
The joke one. No. That's usually not. That's interesting.
You'd be great at the job. You're going to do this job real well. You're going to job the hell out of it.
Yeah, but what?
You're going to make that as convincing as possible.
But
you're going to be the best person for that role
because it's not tangible to the people unless they believe that what exists isn't. But then you've got to really on a very much it's a very subjective thing where functionally, like I think the good one example on that council level is rates, roads, and rubbish, right? And it's not like that's what councils are. No,
don't worry about that.
No, it's not about getting rid of the shit. It's about like the rates, roads, and rubbish. Sounds like it's about basic things, but what it's trying to say is it's three things.
Yes,
and they all start with R, and that's a good platform. That's a good platform.
Start with a triple R. Yeah.
Well, not just onomatopoeia. No, not onomatopoeia. No, what is it? Sorry, alliteration. It's like where you have like
reading, writing, and arithmetic.
That kind
Abracadabra.
Sure. Yeah. That was good. You really got me there. But
you like my take on that? That's good.
That was good.
I'm feeling all wizardy all of a sudden.
That is the education.
Feeling real wizardy.
Yeah, you are. That was good. Where am I? Oh yes. Oh man.
The 3 R's, mate.
Yeah. Well, this is the nature of like what you got to do. So if you're running for mayor, like maybe you'd notice that like public areas are really run down. You might sort of get in on that. You might
have your feelers out there and knowing the territory. That's right.
You wouldn't say if you're going for mayor like free Palestine because you can't free Palestine as a mayor. And it's not to be like
but you can focus on the localized issues. That's right.
And remembering the nature of that, and the people get that because that
affects them.
It does.
It affects them.
Yeah, right. and if you we are never
going to think
about
them little people.
Yeah. You think about yourself. Just think about yourself. Be selfish.
Because you're driving on that road too.
Just think about yourself. Be selfish.
Yeah.
Just think about the world you want to live in.
The same toilets together.
If you want to be able to go to the hospital and get looked after, then like you do.
You need to make sure that mechanism's in place.
Yeah, because otherwise you can't do that.
And the best thing as a mayor would be to be able to promise, that
you can't do free healthcare.
Be maintained and upgraded. Yeah.
Well, maintaining is a more advanced thing. Like if you've got a population that can grok that, it's not just around building the thing, but what it's going to cost forever more to maintain the thing.
Yes, that's right. The special, the hidden costs, as they call them. They're not talked about stuff. That's right.
And so sometimes
they're not cheap, in a lot of matters.
So the 3 things is like what
are the maintenance?
What are the 3 things? What are the 3 things of this march this weekend? Like I guess what's Australia's 3 values that they're going in with? Why would I go to the march?
What is the Aussie nature?
Is that the question? Is that the march?
What is the true Aussie nature?
Is that the nature of the march? march.
It can't just be
People
fucking,
literally gonna have signs up.
rum, the lash, and fucking sodomy, mate. It's got to be something else than that.
Look, there's 3.
Hasn't
See,
it?
it's a 3.
Yeah.
Rum, the lash, sodomy. If it was 4, like it wouldn't, that's 3 things, right? Or you got to have your pitch. And so what's the march's pitch? 3 things. We're Australian.
Yes.
We've got
we share
Australian
common
values.
interest because we live in this beautiful country and we'd like to keep it that way.
nebulous shit,
I think that should be, a primary from my perspective side.
So you live here.
I live here. I should
So that
love
could be-
it.
so anybody-
And if I don't love the way of life and the way that the things, done, then
What are the things that are done?
please choose another alternative.
So it's like you can't have an opinion here, like the way it was in the
You've
past.
got to
There's
have
a
an
stasis.
opinion here. I think that's part of Aussie nature, isn't
Then-
it? If you
then-
don't have
then
a
you
fucking
can't say
opinion, then you ain't
stasis.
Aussie.
Then what's the values?
You better
If
have
the
an opinion,
values
otherwise I'll be
tomorrow are
looking
like-
at you real fucking strange, mate.
If the values tomorrow are like no sex until 28, but then like
I could work with that because that's my benchmark now at my
sure,
age is.
but my point is
you got to be 32 or older.
Is
Rapidly approaching 33.
Is the values of Australia some static point? Like what are the, and if it is, or if there are 3 things that are static that you're going to march about that are worth stepping up and saying are Australian, not just like, oh, the things around here, you do them. Like that's not a thing.
No. That's again
the way we do them
focusing
around
back.
here.
If you want core values, I mean, what is it?
What are they? What are the 3?
Work hard.
Okay, so you got to work hard.
Don't be a cunt.
Probably, yeah.
That would with the
Some
K,
migrants.
the K cunt, not the C one because we love them, but the K one. Don't be a cunt.
A K-A-N-T.
The K-A-N-T. That's right.
Can't do it.
Don't be a cunt. You can't fucking do it. Can't.
So work and then work. Don't be a can't. So be a do. Be a yes. Be a yes man.
Be a
bitch.
human doing, not a being. That's right.
Oh, don't be no being.
Be a doing.
Getting the job. So it's work and work. And what's the third one?
Cashy's okay. Doing it for a cashy.
The Australian the march this weekend is for work and
So
work.
under the table,
That says a lot about Australia.
A sly one.
That you have nailed Australia, I reckon, on some level. Like where it's the cashy, right? Work.
Yep.
And then you also described like
What's the side hustle? That's the whole side hustle.
also the
thing.
work. Like you don't be a can't.
Don't be a can't.
Be a
Fuck
doer.
no.
Be a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't be a can't, mate. Don't get in the way. And then the third one was work
No one
hard.
was a can't.
Was work hard. So yours was work, and work.
Till you die. Build your own grave. Pull the string.
That's
Dirt falls
the
in on
Australian
you.
values.
Over and done with.
So if you're willing to come here,
Thanks for coming.
and bust your ass and die for the country essentially, and you will be forgotten. I think a really great example.
Of course, it'll be nothing more than a memory.
No.
That's it.
And just for the people who were there.
At best, you might scratch the surface and be,
and just for the people who were there.
occasionally
As soon as they
mentionable.
go,
Little
no one will
memory.
even know
That's
it
right.
happened.
That dude that did the thing.
They did the thing. I think a really great example of that was out in Lujinja Porter in Central Australia. Lujinja Porter is southeast of Mbantua.
Because I love an Aussie character.
Alice Springs.
Like to me, an Aussie character's always been
and out there,
absolute bonus.
I noticed that there was this irrigation system, like not irrigation, but there were water heads for irrigation, like so big water pipes sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah,
I think I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I was talking to the ladies, and they were like, say, in their 60s, 50s, 50s and 60s. Yeah,
Okay.
50, maybe the older one, no, 50s.
Still
Sorry, no,
viable,
50s.
yeah.
Late 50s. There you go. I'll say late 50s. And the local women out in the ginger potter there, and we were talking. And said, I was down there the other day, and it was just sand, just dirt, sand, bit of scrub, a couple of trees, some kind of evidence something was there though. And they're like, oh yeah, that old monk or whatever he was, priest or old priest, he stayed on after the mission left, and he kept it going. And anyway, we never went into Alice Springs to get food or anything like that at the shops. We just had all of our own orchards and everything here. And I said, and what happened with that? He died, and which was 2 things. One is like that means that there was a bit of like I guess it was maybe they saw it as his thing, and so that was taboo. No, it wasn't that. It's just
a lot of times they don't like speaking about the dead. Like
it wasn't about that. It was more to do with the
something
thing
you
is
discuss.
it was.
That's right.
There was it was more the fact that like that's how fast things are forgotten. Like the memory of it. Like if you go out there now and those ladies are gone, the kids wouldn't really know about it. They'd barely, maybe a few. But in 2 generations, like even what happened there, and it would disappear. Like it would just be like you'd never even know that there was an entire sustainable community out there, like using aquifer water that like was just enough for there, and and so that's that working hard in Australia. And I think that's a really good example of what working hard in Australia means. It's like this dude out in the community in Central Australia,
Just
and you put your
doing
whole
the
life
shit
in,
that he has to do.
and the whole
That's
time
it.
you were there was a farm and everyone was being fed, and then when you died, like the whole farm just fell into ruin and no one made anything and did anything about it.
Yep.
And even in a society like where we look at it at the moment, like if you think that anything you're building is really extending much beyond like the echo of 2 generations, like you must be causing mass trauma.
It's lifespan. That's right.
Yeah, it's really less, and so we are these like contributions, and it sounds like the thing that you should just do. And I like the 3 kinds of work. I think that you said you should work hard, right?
Yeah, well, give it everything you got.
And then you should do, you should just get in there doing it. Just get in there fucking doing it. Don't be fucking cunt.
Don't worry about what the politics
sitting
and all
there
the
being,
other
"What are you
shit
doing,
guy going
get in
on.
there, fucking do
Just get in there and do it.
Right? So, right.
The quicker you
And
do
while
it, the
you're
quicker
there-
you can go home.
But no, well, that's the work hard bit. And then the third one is cashy. Like it's your own economy. Australia has its own economic sort of thing. It's,
the sly economy, that's right.
Yeah, it's a, it's a few steps above barter,
Yeah. We have this value for the piece of plastic that we own.
Because the other two, like the other one especially, like
At least it doesn't
work
disintegrate in
hard
your
and
pocket
get
no
in there
more.
and do it.
Like
It's
the old
generally a
ones
job.
used to just disintegrate, mate. Very disappointing.
Yeah,
and we are
hard
doing
out.
good circulation where the
Just
you're
sweating.
getting the
I
new
remember,
notes.
I remember going out and it was like a warm 20. You know what I mean? Like, and it was in my pocket and I was dancing
trying
hard.
to unwrap it and you're like starting to peel bits off it.
Fuck,
Yeah,
the $20 note came out of my pocket and it was like all soggy and like,
Yeah.
from sweating, for example, from dancing. Just, it was very clear. Do I really want a giant death robot? 2 turns. Well, I don't know. Is it really necessary? Once they're in production, there's really no way to stop that process. Like you can stop
talk
it.
about Aussie, the new
so
the
is
one
that
you
it?
sent me, the new Big Les production.
Oh yes.
Yes, the lads, is it the boys?
No, was it? Was it the fellas? No.
The fellas.
Was it the fellas?
Yeah. It's it's about
Jeez, what's out of us?
the pokes and a couple of smokes, and that's where that cash comes in, mate. You know, the milkies. It all ties in together, mate. They realise that there's that little cashy situation going, and that's the way of milking the cash back.
Yeah.
Cokes, the pokes, and the
government did it change
smokes. Yeah, because lately the smokes are fucking they're kicking people's asses, mate. I'm hearing horror stories of like thousands of dollars for habits. Shit, just better off taking up heroin. It's fucking cheaper than the smokes. Serious, bud. Why don't you just go and seeing your doctor and getting your medical marijuana pass and just getting on the the cooch cheaper, $300 a fucking fortnight or whatever versus a couple of thou. What the fuck? Get with the healing program,
Yeah, I'm just going to shut down some of these. Just give me a quick moment here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This quick moment brought to you by Talk is Cheap,
Oh.
a Sci TV production.
No, I got distracted by the game. It was sitting in front of me. I started getting distracted by the game. Let's put it that way for a sec. I've seen it. I've seen that the only thing I was shared by somebody, so I haven't, was basically it's some walk of racism that Australia, so here's the counterpoint that I've sort of, the only piece of information.
Is that why Cato wanted to punch someone in the face? The old Wog
Is that
reference.
is that what the people are making it about?
I have no idea, mate. It's like
You've
there's
only
so
heard
many
about it.
fucking.
You've only heard about it too, basically.
Glimmers and then radio. Oh, blah 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 blah. Their normal rhetoric and their
I don't know.
fucking propaganda version
so the
of
thing
it.
I saw was that, but to me, they're the three Australian. Like I'd go and march for something that was said about work and work, because mate, and partly it'd be funny. I mean, it would be pretty funny.
Why don't you just say bikinis, board shorts, and beers? I'll vote one for that.
Would you go for war because Australia?
Three Bs,
for
mate.
Australian values.
Yeah. Fucking oath. Bikini, board shorts, and fucking beers, mate.
Nice.
There you go. There's a good cliche Australian.
Yeah.
All
the
smugglers
Bs.
if you're daring enough. If you've got package to be able to deliver, go the smugglers because it ain't smuggling much. It's smuggling a lot. Better make sure they got good elastic.
Oh, geez. Yeah, look, I've got to remember to tie
Because
a
most of
knot.
these smugglers are normally for the, the less endowed, so that you feel a bit more, got something to see because it's skin tight. But when you got something real big, it's like it's a bit sort of, if there's children there, you want to tone it down. So that's where the boardies come in. Yeah, the boardies at least they can flop around. Gets wet for a little bit when you walk out of the waves, but it's not like putting other budgies to shame.
Nice.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I wear budgies, which I'm pretty proud of, actually. I guess in my own little. Like,
I'll be happy to do naturalist, but like you know me, sun's got to hit everything. It's got to get all the way around to the piano if you have to.
I mean,
it's got to be full delivery.
That's definitely that's a thing. I mean,
the true sun worshippers let it kiss it all up. Kisses all over. You get kisses all over, mate. the true lovers of the golden orb.
The golden orb.
Because I've been thinking a lot more about the sun and the moon and the different ways that time can be measured with both the solar and the lunar and
How time can be measured? Like the different,
true.
Counted. Yeah, counted.
Countages, yes, that's right. Yeah, doing the counting. So we know what day we're on, month and year, depending on what cycle you're in.
Is there? Which one do you think? Do you think that they both? I mean, they both have a merit, don't they?
I think they're both valid. If people can find meaning in their purpose of the luminaries, then that's their enjoy, find fulfillment, place faith into the things that you love. There you go. It doesn't have to just be religion. It can be anything. If you want something to happen, just put your faith and your love into it, and it pretty much happens, isn't it?
I mean, I'd like to think that, like in
the faith in your skill, of course, your ability to, if that's what you want to manifest, then you manifest it, you make it happen. You be the instrument to which it becomes apparent and it becomes, the redeemable process or the outcome. Thoughts from another galaxy. Have them all the time. Interstellar visitors, man, still coming. They send an accelerated side, the special, space rod.
It's accelerating like just once or like a lot.
And this is the best bit again, like the other one that came through earlier, the previous Oberon or whatever it was, Oberon, the Obelisk. I like how they name them. Like they sound very grand. And Titan was pretty good for this one. But yeah, adjusting course again, like the other one, mid course adjustments.
Is that just because?
Well, we talked about it. Influences in space, anomalies in space. Like we get anomalies on the planet, like where there's heavier gravity experience versus lighter gravity, and
yeah, for sure.
fluxes in time distortion, and we're in a pretty funky place, Si. All right. So space would even be even more funky, wouldn't you think? Like you want to be on it.
Space. Oh, you've got to be really equipped.
You've got to be really on it. Haven't you?
If you're not on it in space,
you get fucked up.
Yeah, space is going to be on you.
Space is going to be fucking you up good, real good time. Yeah. There's no negotiations in space. You're either on it or you ain't. So whoever's in control of the, whether it be space itself, in all its wondrous manifestations that have, and we've had a few. Like we've still got the big one to come up yet, side the what is it? And the one that's supposed to go supernova or whatever, and put off the big light show, be visible during the day.
Is that happening soon? Is it? Are we having one of them? Are we?
Yeah, it wasn't one supposed to pop off. Like they've already, James Webb's got because it's already able to see in the future by looking out into space. It's getting the light quicker than what we can see it here on the ground. And it's already said, yeah, it's gone off. Like it's only a matter of time.
I can see what. Okay, so there's something
a matter
nearby.
of time. They can see further out than what the human eye can. So and even amateur astronomers are going, oh yeah, we can see the special space rock cluster. Could it be a shard from that explosion? There you go, a shard or something that was
like some
flung off from that explosion of that particular galaxy or the system star or whatever. It's shrapnel, piece of shrapnel flying towards us. It blew up ages ago, and they've only just detected it now, come flying towards us, like the foot of what was it, the Orion's bloody, the constellation that it's mapped to or whatever. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny if it was like a shard, an arrow, Orion special space
like
arrow,
actual arrow,
an arrow from space, from Orion's, shot off by the star explosion. A launching system, projectile vomiting. Maybe there's company, could be company. Like if I was shooting arrows and I was Orion, I'd be shooting a lot. I'd be definitely getting the apples off your head.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Stock exchange. I could follow that. I think I just had a little distraction there, thankfully, and I've got my production
back into control.
Yeah, so I've been a little distracted while you did a little few
random
that's good.
I've been just rambling, so
so
I like to ramble. It's part of Orion's nature to do a bit of a ramble. And try and keep on topic as well, It's good. I've always been interested in space. Can't say I follow it like too super closely, but I love it when you send me the old, Elon stuff and the Chinese stuff, and it's good. I like a mix of it all. Like technology is exciting to me. Sex, technology, excitement. That's the rule of the Six Sig. Yeah. If you ain't running those three fucking factors, then you ain't doing it right.
I've got a few more giant robots to deal with.
All good. I'll give you the bells on your end just to increase the pain. There we go. Orders. It's yours. Come in there.
And this giant robot.
Okay.
Can also be
under my control there. So now I'm coming down.
Well, Sam.
Crabbing up.
And this giant robot.
Giant robots wanna eat your face. Oh, that sound. Saturday night, sorry. I like to get a bit blasted. I know the alcohol's not doing much for you at the moment, but after working hard all week,
That's what you need.
Aussie Blue Sky's got to take a rest, mate. He's got to just, relax for a bit. That's what I've got to do.
No, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, no, it's okay. So I think, no, they're all fine. Damn it, okay. I've still got one giant robot to stop, okay.
Trying to figure where to drop a nice little, up here, I reckon, in a smaller town. Another spy. Drop another spy up in Hoyland. That's what we're going to do.
I probably need to rationalise my Navy next. So I think the next, so I'll chat for a bit. Yeah, thanks for, I don't know, I think I'm happy with the bit about the march. I don't know anything more about it to really speak about it, but to me that makes sense.
I'm not up on the whole,
I'd go for a walk about working in Australia.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, a lot of the more, generally in Australia, the wave of that is
I'd go in a march if they were taking away the bikini and removing lycra from our diet. I'd be very unhappy about that.
Yeah, and the budgie smuggler.
I think lycra is very important. Like I said, I'm going to give extra points to the lycra person, whoever invented that. I'm extremely pleased with the outcome as an observer. Sometimes it leaves little to the imagination. Other times it gives a little bit of imagination. Those who like to keep it clean, there's little to the imagination with the lycra. Those who like to have a little bit of fur, it's you don't see all the crinkly bits.
You're are you having like are you judgment on a position rather?
I'm not taking position. All right, yeah.
It's interesting though. Like that.
Just it's purely observing both states is
Why
I
do
like
we...
mystique. I've always been one that's towards mystique. Like
So but you flip that, right? Because you're doing it from positioning as if they're doing it for you, for your like a theater.
No, it might be just for their benefit, so that the costume fits better. It mightn't be as abrasive.
I don't know, but it's certainly an interesting question as to like what they
Well, I think the root of it was to feel naked without being naked.
That's the purpose.
It was the knob cover, minimum
it's the minimum
coverage.
It's the minimum coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's a funny one to me because
it's both underpants and pants simultaneously.
If you're wearing lycra and you feel that your body is covered, like you're like actually dressed and not in a non-exposed way, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like it's really kind of weird. Like I'm not saying.
Well, it like I said, man. To me, it's like you're doing it because you want to. It gives that freedom. It's like it's like you don't without clothes on, but to be clothed. Yeah. That's right. Be accepted.
Yeah.
Show off your goods and not be arrested. Fair enough.
It's a weird. Yeah. That's what it is. Well, we've totally normalized this.
Yes,
and actually seen it as empowerment. Like where you can walk around naked is empowerment.
Yeah. Show your stuff.
It's quite transformative in the way that this is quite a new development. I would suggest, like in the theme in the way. Hang on, I'm just going to put another 8 turns to an aerodrome. Let's land that aerodrome. Boop. Let's go
troop movement, cyber.
I haven't got to troop movement at the moment. I'm still building out some aerodromes. Basically, that's what I'm just going to pump out a whole bunch of aerodromes so I can just land troops.
Just be dropping them in, mate. That's it.
Mechanized infantry. Nuclear sub. Promotion available. So needs fucking repairs.
Getting a little bit of radioactiveness going.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on the healing. It's fine.
It's important. It's peace delivery. Think of it as peace delivery. Gentle persuasion.
Destroyer armada that I've got nowhere that can meaningfully land. Can I really move over there? I didn't think so. I might just disband this destroyer armada. You have done well, my friend, but it'll take so long to get around to the Pacific. Like there's just meaningless. Maybe it isn't.
All right, we've got a little bit of pain delivery coming in.
The military question comes into play.
Here it is.
Oh, what have you? Oh, is it already?
Shields up. Oh, take that. Mr. Solly. All right, I should be able to walk into that, I think.
Done, finally.
That's a bit of just marching in, isn't it? It's like, come on. Where's me Gibbs? In fact, I should just click on him. Actually, no, he attacked. All right, hopefully they don't just buy a unit, but it should be enough to just flatten it anyway. I got like a martyr coming in behind. Took a little bit of damage. Can you go in there? Don't get closer. Peaceful yet, was it? No, it's peaceful yet convincing. Ultimately convincing. Look, it is in your best interest, and it will benefit both of us. It's like the electricity thing we talked about last Cheep. Me taking your money will not only make sure you benefit, but I benefit the most.
Jet bombers. All right.
Mutually, we'll both benefit, but I will ultimately benefit the most.
All right, I'm going to just. They're going to have a whole heap of troop movement, so either it's going to take me a while or.
Pause momentarily, and imagine the game is merely a background side. Let me turn my head so that I'm facing the audience. There we go. Discussion mode.
Okay. So I'm going to drink down here. I'll use this drink.
Because we're past the threshold. It's purely a background outside. Okay, we're past the threshold. Let it be the background. We choose to animate occasionally when we feel like it.
This is why what I said. No, this is why what I said. Like after last week is.
I think ends of games should be like that. That's where we make the breakdown. We start doing the breakdown. Get back into discussion.
No, the problem is that the moment because I basically I'm not whatever momentum I had in the play. I've got to restart because I don't actually know where I'm up to. Because you've
lost your point.
Well, in terms of the game, in a sense, because the computer went on a path, but not just that the computer did. Like I'd stopped building weapons and everything because like I knew that I was only going to 52, so I was focusing like to turn 250. So I kind of
I was focusing on some stuff that was way beyond that.
So I just had all my production.
Because I knew it would eventually become the background. Because in Civ, that's what it is.
No, that's what I said when we were done.
Even when you're like playing multiplayer, your conversation decreases towards the end because you've got so many troops and shit going on to manage. All right, it goes beyond what is manageable.
Yes. Well, no, no, it doesn't. But that's what I want to say. It's like I.
Well, it goes beyond what is manageable for decent conversation or analysis.
It does. Like, I want to have, like, that's why I want to play it, but I want to play it like on another night where we maybe talk a little bit about Cheep or nothing really, or just our own shit, and then we just play the game. Because it's heaps fun to play.
Now, like it's still early. Like I could talk about the fact that I was getting hit on while I was working.
I'm going to put the game. What I'm going to do is put the game off screen. That's what I'm going to do, so that I can just.
You're going to engage something else.
Well, so that I'm not looking at it, because as soon as I look at it, like my brain starts thinking about the game. And I want to do things. Like it starts seeing a pattern. It's like, yes, right, I got to like get the fucking thing and sort of shit out.
You go into analysis mode.
I go into analysis mode, and
the curse of Psy is the analysis mode. Hang on, I know I've got an advantage if I build the thing that does the thing. And
especially when I've like nothing was like everything got randomized, and now I've got to like go in and
rebuild the whole thing now. So like my strategy has been muddled, and I've got to go back into
my strategy was the end.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, right now
you weren't expecting it to progress after
But now that I am, it's kind of a very. But if I was up to fully speed, I'd probably have a little bit more focus energy. But right now, I don't even know.
We're both building to get manufacturing going and getting a war happening.
I don't know. I'm not talking about that.
That's where we were at.
No. It's different. Like
we were past beyond the point of negotiations. That's where we were at. Like they had so many things they were saying that we were doing and atrocities.
No. You were
blah blah blah.
No, none of that. No, you simply were playing a game where all your cities or your movements were configured at that point at turn 250. You had like troops coming out at turn 252, 53, maybe a nuclear weapon coming out at turn 54.
I was taking advantage of the fact that we were almost ready to finish. Yeah.
Where to me, like I was just starting to plot things that only lasted 3 turns, were just maximizing my score. So I'd turn most of my cities to like stop making weapons, and they were just doing like commerce cycles and shit.
No, I was pumping out what I needed. I was pumping out what I needed, so that even if it did end or it continued, I'd still have retainable troops.
I know what you were doing. I'm telling you what I was doing. Like I'm explaining. I know what you were doing. You were just playing the game. I was as if we were continuing. I was playing the game to maximize the end point at 250.
Yeah.
So now my whole empire
you did, man. Like seriously, South Africa is just green. It's like lit up.
But also
as we get those engineers in there cleaning that shit up, mate, there's going to be some real environmental impact from those actions.
Yeah, there will be. Yes. Well, we're just going to stabilize that. But so I've just put the game off screen. Look, I actually want to say. So I dropped my phone this week. It's been a bit of chaos, man. I dropped my phone flat.
I finally moved across to my new one, which is good. Yeah, but continue.
What new one did you get?
Just the was it Pod Pack, the A16 or whatever from the Samsung range.
Samsung.
Keep compatible and transfer my data.
So that and how much was that for you? Like
Samsung sync mechanism. Account sync mechanism. Yeah.
Is that the $1,000 range?
No, it's 300. I got it on a deal. I got it for like $249 or $59, something like that. Yeah, no, I did a deal, man. It's not a deal unless they're crying. Salesman has to cry a little bit, like a small tear, because he's losing a little bit of the.
To like I don't know, Z Fold
fingerprint. 7. It's got the tapping. It's got the cameras, better cameras. It's got.
Oh no, I meant compared to the
processor's okay. It's like
so. Is it
there's a little slowdown. Like it is less than what it was. But I don't care.
Is your A16 Samsung? Is that like this year's, like the 2025 one?
Yeah, 2024.
And how does that compare?
Last year.
Last year's one. Yeah. And how does that compare to like I don't know, what's their top range? The Galaxy.
Oh, I'm sure it's just a piece of piss. But it'll be all it is just cut down. Like it's disabled. I think there's a lot of functionality that when you hack it, you hack the fuck out of it, right? You can get equivalent response in that. It probably doesn't do the phone any good, but it would give you the equivalent response. You could really work it, yeah.
I think that's interesting, right? Why I think it's interesting is that you can get like last year's phone. You're saying $250, but it's like quite slow. It's like you can't get a $250 iPhone.
Of course not. You're locked into that special club site. That's the iPhone club.
Or the Galaxy Club or whatever too.
Yeah, the Galaxy Club or whatever. I chose the cheapest option.
On the Galaxy Club, you can still probably run the thing.
You can do the cheap. Yeah, keep compatible. Still uses all the apps. Just it's not as bright and
you wouldn't get like 120
Hertz. The screen doesn't jump out and suck your cock side. Just not like the old one. My Note 9. It was almost sucking me cock. I'm telling you. Pulling up that anime, I was like.
But now, so is it a smaller screen what you've got now? Or is it like?
No, it's still equivalent, but there's no vibrancy. It's dull. It's purposely made a bit, special.
I dropped mine. It lost its SIM connection, like internally the SIM bumped out.
Oh no, yeah. And what got lodged?
No, the SIM was fine on the SIM slot, so it was disconnected from the main board or whatever a little bit. So they had to.
You had dry solders.
No, I dropped it, and the impact of the thing
maybe cracked the solder or something.
Well, I'd say it's a module. I don't think that wouldn't think that that's. I don't mean. Yeah, I'd say the connector cable or whatever that from the main board.
Out. I think it might have just popped out
internally. Yeah. Anyway, though, so I took that in the shop, and how's this?
Were they good?
Well, I mean, I know that
It wasn't like the previous Apple experience, was it?
Well, I took it into a local place, like not an Apple store.
Oh,
because,
yeah. Just, could you help me?
Oh no, yeah, I've been in there. I bought like other cases from there and things like.
You got confidence.
Yeah.
Merchant confidence, yeah.
Oh, so they successfully did the sim and the I've gone to put a new battery in. In doing so, it did something like with the rocket buttons, like the volume control, and that all failed. And then I took it back, and they were like, "Oh, sorry." And then
Incompetence.
and then went to fix it.
It's incompetence, so.
And then when put that one back in, right, and then but hasn't put the screen in properly. And so now the screen like pops. It's got like an open, like it's. I'm gonna have to like, I can put my fingernail under the screen and like lift it out of the chassis. It's not in the chassis properly, so that's why the
Not
control.
locked.
So I'm not going to take it back there. I'm going to take it somewhere else. Who's going to want to charge me money to? But the thing, when he handed it back to me, he said, "Oh, sorry."
Of course, he said sorry.
He didn't charge
of course,
me.
he didn't charge you.
He just said sorry.
Because that'd be malpractice, wouldn't it? It'd be like doctor, chopping off the wrong bit and going.
He didn't charge me for
mate.
the additional non-repair. But he did get the volume working, but not the silence button. But now the
Mute's
screen,
important, man. Yeah.
No, the screen being attached to the actually embedded in the frame of the that's important. Whether the silence button works or not. Like if your
I
screen's
need to be able to mute this motherfucker.
But no, but if your screen's half hanging out, that's not good. That's probably worse. I've been not wanting to upgrade. I did not want to upgrade to a new iPhone this year. I did not want any reason.
What would probably be worse than your screen hanging out would be like falling over in the shower and then, having to have something removed in the emergency room.
Like a foot, because you'd bust your ankle or
who
something.
knows, man,
They
got all kinds of stories. But yes.
Compared to what do you mean, like if the phone was, I've dropped the phone in the shower and it it's got,
but just the inconvenience, like of having the screen hanging out, inconvenience of going to an emergency room again, having to try and put your confidence in someone, but where someone else left something just sitting in there and then you fell over and then it was just in the shower. Like the inconvenience of someone else's, bad handling of a screen.
Yeah, that would be terrible if somehow the screen sent me to the ER.
Yeah.
Like
being in that position, like trying to explain those sorts of injuries, like it'd be you'd have to be very creative, wouldn't you? Like you'd need to have a creative. I know it's enough to just say, "Look, I'm really sorry," right?
What if you went in there with like the edge of your iPhone
here's your most
screen
prized
lodged into your
possession
finger,
that you spent quite a significant amount of money on, and now
and then it's in my fingernail. So with the screen sticking up, like I'd miss it, and with some force, and then my it actually rips up under my fingernail, and I've got like the screen jammed in there,
just lodged in there, like it's become part of you. Exactly. So
you got to go with this phone hanging out of your hand, bleeding, like with the. I'm trying to think of where else, or it's like you're viewing the phone.
Well, you had it sort of on one of those wristband things, where you're jogging, and you were jogging, and you didn't realise the screen had slipped out, and slowly but surely you'd slit your wrists while you were on your run. Yeah, like you're severely injured,
rubbing against the glass.
Yeah, what are they? Titanium crystal glass or whatever they use these days.
The ball's dead. Killed by your iPhone.
It's a modern Vorpal weapon. The side of that screen without the protector on there. The metal casing that's supposed to stop you from the the slicing of evil.
I had while I was waiting for this phone, part one.
Yep.
Before he made it worse. I sat across. I did a few things, but I ate a bit too much chocolate. Actually, I just went on a bit of too many chocolate. I had 3 different kinds of chocolate things.
I put that in the category of biting off more than you can chew.
Chocolate?
No, the screen. Like, why take on a job when you know you can't do it?
No, I think he can do it. I think that, but I think that I think that he's overdoing it. I think that's pretty much it. And I think
too enthusiastic.
No.
Possibly could have done it, but just got a bit nervous and.
No, just.
Was there a time frame like that was assigned to it to
Well, I took it back in the afternoon. It took 2 hours. I don't know. He didn't say like come back tomorrow. Like I actually don't think I'm leaving with my phone till tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd be worried that he might just plug it in and do the
Well, you have to give them your login to the phone.
Yeah, I know, because you get the work done.
Yeah, and you think about the modern device, man. It's connected to like whatever your full cloud system, everything. And it doesn't sound like much.
That's why you put big confidence in, the provider to be able to back it up and be able to lock a device.
Yeah, but if you've taken it into a phone tag and you have to give them your main passcode to the phone to get in, right? Yeah. The way that these things are set up, like even with Face ID, the way that you would change Face ID is by knowing that number. Right, so you can, any kind of like app that's secured with the full biometric is then bypassable by the person in the shop.
The fact that you could add your own face to it as long as they haven't used them.
Well, they just can type in the code, like because there could be various reasons why the screens, why your face biometric or thumb biometric
hasn't worked. And I've had that, with my Note 9, I touched the fingerprint sensor so many times that it had worn out.
All of it.
That's one of the things that...
If you're using those kind of things, like if you had different passwords, I have different passwords for my banking and things, so you can't just go into my banking.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like even on my phone.
Mix it up, exactly.
Even on my phone, like I don't have... Yeah, I don't use the biometrics for the banking app.
No. Different approaches, yeah.
Yeah. And the guy says to me in the shop,
So that's where you actually do put a lot of
he's like,
confidence in people to,
you do
be
stocks and
confident
stuff,
enough to perform fucking,
Are you a bit of a big fish?
Oh, he was asking you about stocks.
Well, because he's looking on my phone and I've got a stock ticker and things,
Yeah.
So
Don't be fucking nosy and do your job, cunt.
Like the low, well,
Hey?
I mean, even the minimum swiping backwards and forwards on the screen.
Yeah, none of your business. You're there to fix it.
Okay, so
Like, I was always that when I was fixing someone's computer side. Like, your data and your integrity as a repairer ultimately was your business, not mine, okay? It was only if he crossed a boundary, like when I was doing laptops and that in the early days, if you had the, the kiddie stuff on there, fuck, people knew about it. I was telling my boss straight away, I was like, oi, this is the son of a bitch right here. You need to contact people about what's going on here. I took a glimpse at it, but I don't fucking like it, and you need to fucking let people know.
people with that would come in to get things repaired and be that stupid.
Yeah, and leave it open and, on desktops, folders, with, the name going, oh, this is, Little Boys Thailand, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
That's
well, you have to say something. You see something, like you open a thing and it's like, oh yeah, fix it. It's not booting, and then you boot it up, and then you change the memory over and boot it up, and then there's this on the desktop, and you're like, I don't know, I don't even open it. I just go, hey,
sure, but
who has a folder called Little Boys fucking Thailand on their desktop? Yeah, come on, idiot.
Why would you take your laptop in to get it fixed?
Because it wasn't booting. That
yeah,
was
sure,
old.
Because you want your Little Boys from Thailand photos back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you want your gold. You want your little bit of a nugget. But who would be an idiot and put it on their desktop?
Well,
like, wouldn't you have it in your My Documents or something, called, give it another name, like, 3D chess or whatever. But you wouldn't call it that and have it on your desktop, would you? I mean, that would be a test if you weren't an idiot.
Well, I have my most readily accessed things on my desktop. A few things, client, company, myself, talk is cheap, 4 things.
Yeah. I'm minimalist, man. Like on my desktop, there's just, the computer, documents folder, and network. That's it. Trash can, file 13.
So, are we any different to them? Like, Little Boys Thailand was that important. It was as important as my computer.
Yeah, well, if you got to look in there, man. I've got no pictures of fucking Little Boys in fucking Thailand site,
No, but that's why your folder's not called Little Boys in Thailand. You don't, you have on your desktop, you said, like, you've got something that says my computer.
No, but I'm pointing out the idiocy of just finding something like that and then them looking into it and going, yeah, no, thanks very much, because the guy was an absolute pedo. Kicked him out of the force, and, he's no longer doing it. He's no longer in in amongst the rest of the crowd. We got a bit of honour restored by the ejaculation or the removal.
Was it a work computer?
No, it wasn't one of my current work ones.
No, but like
be that pays the bills. It was very early stuff. That was back when we were at
no, that's what I'm saying. But the person who brought it in,
I pointed out to Buddy when I was working in the One Stop or whatever it was.
But them days. Yeah, but the person who brought it in, was it their work computer or was it their personal?
Yes, it was on a network, and a military network, and I was not happy about it.
Because you were near there.
Yeah, of course. They were very close to where that particular base, and it was like, meh. Alarm bells rang on mine. Like, I did work for other people, but when you see shit like that, and you don't even have to go into it, it's just like an invitation to say, hey, listen, I want to get in trouble. I think that's what it was. Like, they wanted to get caught. They must have felt so guilty that they needed to get caught by leaving something like that on their desktop.
Maybe, no, you know what also, but perhaps they brought it to you guys opposed to, like, the military. Like, they should have just given it to IT, but they couldn't.
Yes.
And they couldn't.
Maybe he was too far up the scale. Yeah. Like, I don't know his status or whatever, man.
Well, whatever his status is, it doesn't matter.
I had the right to be able to look after and take care of the computer and keep it confidential.
Yeah, but whatever his right is, that doesn't matter. Like, he should have taken it to the IT department.
Yes,
not to some local shop.
Correct, because he was expecting some buffoon would just overlook it and go, hey,
Well, no, he would. If he gave it to the military IT, they would know that he had, Little Boys from Thailand folders on his desktop, so he couldn't.
But how
take
would
it
they
to
not know if he's connected to the network and it's their property? Like, even my current work,
he may have put it on via USB stick and dropped it on there. I mean, I would have thought they would have had military on a military laptop. You wouldn't allow the external plugging in of USB sticks unless they were authorized by certain friggin'
True.
levels.
You'd think if you were clever, you'd have a separate thing.
Yeah, or why can you plug a USB stick into a military computer and get it to load files onto it?
Yeah, well, unless you're trying to deliver a payload of paying to someone that you didn't like, like a
So he had to come to you guys,
like a porn bomb.
Was you his last
getting someone's email address and then just drop
his last
a
would have
porn
been
bomb.
fix it himself.
Yeah,
but And I mean, at what level there too? It's like you could go, oh shit. I mean, if he couldn't work out how to unscrew his own the laptop and even have a go,
You'd have to be a doofus. What are you doing? What are you doing at the place? Like if you're not,
probably in the
most of the people
army.
there know not only their role, but the adjacent roles.
He was an officer then.
Yeah, must
So
have
he
been.
didn't know.
What an idiot.
He'd just been to officers' school. Just wasted, could have coming up proper way.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
paid the money to be a pedo. Special.
Drop the dollars. It's like Roblox. Drop the dollars. Put the bills in there.
And then you're allowed.
Yeah.
Do a little special inner circle.
Free reign. Protected.
Trip to,
Lawyers up the wazoo.
Yeah, various
Lawyers up the
countries for your
wazoo,
sort of little collection.
Yeah, yeah.
Thailand.
That's it.
Vietnam.
Get your lady boys. The young ones. Get them trained well early.
Lay down the belief. Pay the family.
Don't worry. I'll look after you.
Supported.
Oh, that's like your checks in the mail, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking oath, man.
It's checks in the mail. Yeah, what a load of bullshit.
Well, I was talking to someone this week, and about like sort of male and female living together kind of situation.
Yeah, the complexities.
Well, they said like they understood that they needed to contribute as a woman, like financially. Like they need to pay part of the rent, they need to pay the bills.
Yeah,
so like,
Oh, that's
it was a huge step. Really
It
understand.
is a huge step. Like for me,
But they said that they thought though that the fair amount would be for them to pay 30%. Not 50 to
minimised.
30. Yeah, it'd be reduced. It'd be a reduced amount.
Look, that works.
said,
it's better than nothing.
I know, right?
Hey? Who needs? You don't want to shake that hoe tree and just get a little fucking wife falling out of it. Ain't no wife falling out of a hoe tree, man. But if you're willing to contribute, you understand that there's financial factors involved.
And I did ask. I was like, what's the other 20%? Like to in that kind of way. Like why do you think it's only 30%?
Well, for me, future proofing.
I like it.
Future proofing.
If the guy's
is that a good
dickhead.
word for it? Future proofing.
That's the
I've got my escape money.
escape money.
Yeah. Option out. Options out. Options to leave situation.
Yeah.
If it becomes anything other than what
As
I'm looking
desired.
for.
Yeah. Well, then I think though that is that then fair to say? Like I get it. I don't mind that I think that's a fair idea.
Yeah.
And
again,
however,
from my point of view,
that should be noted. I reckon this would be like a noting that means that the things aren't theirs in that same way.
Understanding of what possessions are. Your things that possess you are your possessions, and the things that possess me are my possessions. Yeah.
But if you're in a 70-30 story, I think that's reasonable. I get it. I just feel then at the end of that you start to say, well, here's the thing. Like, why is it 30%?
Well, final division's always going to be 70-30 then, isn't it?
Well, but the question then is, what is the 20% difference? What is it?
Well, it's
so if it's
insurance. It's insurance.
But what
It's
if it was
relationship
for services
insurance. There you go. No, it's relationship insurance.
What if it's for services rendered? I like relationship insurance. That makes sense to me. I need money to do other
The
things.
services rendered,
Or like, okay, here's another good one.
it has a warm ring to it, but yeah.
My lifestyle requires me. My lifestyle, what I want part of my lifestyle, regardless of you. Like
Yes,
is
the
I want
the
to travel.
future.
I want to travel back and forth between two continents once a year.
I want
Like,
the big life. I
yeah,
want
that bit of it. That bit of it.
I want the
Like,
boyfriends in both countries.
perhaps.
Someone who's willing to put down the rub.
But if you have that, then there are some additional costs based on your lifestyle. I think that's a reasonable thing. Like I could see that. What about so I thought another reason is like, let's say, what if a person's like just got depression or other conditions that like they just can't put in.
Well, it need to be manageable, wouldn't it?
It'd have to be manageable. But also, if it's like I can't actually
Would
work.
they be required to have certain medication during your,
No, but I mean, they
your
might
visit?
need to, like, not more so that, like, they couldn't work to the same capacity. The amount that they can work is less.
Part of
Just
the
like
unable.
disability,
Part of the unable.
Part of the unable.
Yeah.
And so that's it. I thought that was reasonable. Like, but you still recognise contribution, but, like, also, like, I need more time off than most.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Or not, like, whether it was cool or not cool. Maybe, like,
We
I
all
don't
need
need
time
hanging
to
around.
malfunction. We all need time to
We
malfunction.
do,
So
we do.
we can't be perfect. Okay,
So I
perfect is
thought that's a good-
unachievable. There needs to be malfunction time.
So well-being, like health,
malfunction is all
lifestyle,
part of the well-being. Yeah.
Insurance.
Being able to go, no, I just
there's three
I'm having
beautiful
trouble.
reasons
I
for
don't know
why.
where to put it, but I got a smile out of my motivated son today. I said we should go out, and go to nightclubs and meet girls.
Interesting.
I got a smirk out of him because he is now of age, so he should be socialising. He's got a little bit of money. He doesn't have to drink. He can do what he wants to do. He can.
It'd be helpful to
have his glass of milk.
It'll be helpful to have conversations with people in less charged environments first.
I don't know how he's going to deal with the whole close combat. You know what I mean? Like the nightclub. I don't think nightclub's going to be the thing. I think it's going to be
you're
more.
going to find that's not really
a
much of an
jazz
existence
club and people just cruising and do that sort of thing. Like he's going to want an older sort of mechanism. I think.
They're harder to talk to though in those environments, and in any of those environments, learning how to communicate would be very helpful in like more like in a simple way. Like people used to go to church, and so you can have day-to-day conversations with people as opposed to what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. Like and it's like you're trying to like establish a reason to talk, and it's like how many gimme nuts have you got? I don't know, not probably enough of you. I don't think think that that's like a really...
It's going to work. It's going to be the factor. So you think I should take him to a church group, bro? Introduce
No, that
him
is
to
the baseline. That is like the base of what people would do. Like,
should I try and align him to the the Jehovah principle? Like,
things of common
take him off to a cult and then go and just explain it all to him. And if you want to be the chosen one, you can be a chosen one.
He should start going to land meetups
and
land parties, like things which are some kind of things which are maybe like gamer based.
Yeah,
like,
true.
And he meets people there. It's not like they're a game. No, there's heaps of chicks wanting to play. I don't know, whatever game like he plays these days.
I know, man. Gaming is an equal opportunity employer.
It is.
I've always been that way, man. Like I'm happy to play with the.
All well and good to say.
And I'm respectful. I'm respectful. Yeah, that's it. Always been respectful. We're there to play the game, and if you want to chit chat afterwards, that's fine.
You go on the dating app and see how many 45-year-old gamer girls there are. It's not enough.
Yeah. A lack of, you're saying, Well, they're too busy gaming, I guess, to go on the dating apps.
It's become normalized. Like, you're fringe dwelling shit. Like, there's no way. Like, there were many there weren't like 30% of teen girls playing video games in like 1985. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like, that wasn't the case. Like, like, there were not even guys. Like, so like whatever.
Yeah.
Because
there's visionaries and there's pioneers. The ones that were out there when the scurvy was everywhere. Where the time to play, mixed up with the play to time.
Because learning, being able to like form conversations with others happens in safer environments to start with, like education, like going to tape, finding groups of interest.
No, I know, and that's I've tried to encourage him with the tape
education.
thing.
Well, that's the start.
He's a bit sceptical.
What of meeting people? But if he misunderstands learning, he thinks that it's about learning something, and it really isn't. It's about having the opportunity to socialize with people in a friendly environment, which is safe, and learn how to have structured conversations. Like it's a skill that
learn things from your peers and teach them as at the same time.
Have the opportunity to. Like if you start speaking up, that's
the world is your oyster.
Well, oysters are quite small.
You just got to choose it.
And maybe that's an appropriate target size. Like a small oyster.
Don't aim too high, so
just start. Get
on with it. Move from the being to the doing.
Nightclubs are all about show as well. They're not really about conversation. I don't see how. I think anyway. Good luck. The only thing you'll have in common with somebody in a nightclub, well, it could be dancing. If it's a good club, you could actually find you have a commonality in dance, like and just smashing it out and having a good time. Like that kind of dancing.
Well, you got to know how to dance. Just never really danced at all. So inside. You know me, man. I like to shuffle. Every day I'm shuffling, bro.
Shiffer shuffer.
Yeah. Me. Every day I'm shuffling. The Common Workman song, Every Day I'm Shoveling by Cyber.
Shoveling.
Yeah, digging the dirt. Laying down the cement,
Oh,
I've been working on the GC, and that's one thing that I've been, going hard. They're getting that light rail going, like it's all the way through. Like it's pretty much dragged down the same direction where the original light rail was. It's almost like a complete rebuild of the light rail from fucking Brisbane all the way. Anyway,
it used to exist. Did it exist? It was a thing, hey? Back in in Sydney, there was all these rail systems that went out, and then they just got all pulled out.
Perfect way to interconnect.
Let's work out like a system that
can be maintained well. Once they realised they went over to fucking cement footings, it made it much more fucking effective. Timber ones, instead of them riding all the time and having to replace them.
I've wondered if there was in Brisbane one that went down to Cleveland way. Like there's this sort of, I don't know where the name.
I think there is a Cleveland line.
Maybe there was.
There is a Cleveland line
out towards Mount Gravatt, like to the east of Mount Gravatt.
Because as soon as you get the full separation on the roadways where there's like a middle patch, you still get some rail that still exists there, like it's still sitting there until they can't do anything. Yeah.
But well.
No, Brisbane Vegas has got some history, but it's like, should we have it? It costs too much, and then they take it all down and go and then hang on, if you want to reduce the amount of traffic and then we should have something for the local people so they can get around without all the visitors blocking their traffic way.
They wanted to put a road in. They wanted to put roads there.
Got selfish. Thought the road was more important than the moving the people.
Well, I mean, basic numbers,
Realised a mistake and had to go.
You want to sell?
Rebuild it.
Every person needs.
Want to get that golden triangle going on, mate.
Every person needs something.
You've got to work hard if you want that golden triangle. I know.
Man, woman, and child. If every man, woman, and child doesn't have the ability to carry 5 people with them at all times,
stacked up on top of themselves,
then it's just not good enough. We can't have
ultimate barrel of monkeys. Ultimate barrel of monkeys, mate. That's it.
Feels like a bus is maybe like 40 people to one thing. And so that you can carry like 40 things, but then without that,
be the spaceship. That's what.
But if you have each one of those 40, each one of the 40 people
and become the spaceship.
5, like they each require to have like 5. That's like 200. You've got 200 seats moving around. Or requiring like, oh, every person needs 5 seats instead of one person needs 1 seat in a 40 bus, you know.
Yeah. I want to put my legs up and I want to have my stuff all, unpacked onto the other seats. Like it's really important. Like my area of influence is much larger than it was. You know, originally I had just a single footprint, but now I need like a footprint of 5 to disperse my essence of being into that space.
And then it gets
the things that I will require will be needing to be close to me in that
and behind
proximity.
the 5, I'm going to need a whole massive storage area at all times.
Yeah.
Empty. Maybe with like a shopping bag in it.
Just a single one. just right in the
Floats
middle.
around.
Yeah. Well, updraft keeps it, ever falling. A slight updraft from the floor keeps it ever falling. That's right.
Just in the back area, that's the cargo area of the sort of carrying around. And then, I mean,
simulating this. The ever unfolding.
the way you said it is on the person.
Space.
It's like I want to be important. I want to be take up 5 people's space plus a half a fucking truck storage space. It's like the same with televisions or whatever or phones. Like there's one phone in the house.
Statement, isn't it?
Now there's one phone in everyone's hand.
To make that demand.
There was a TV in the main room. There was a TV in every fucking bedroom. I literally got like
everyone plugged in. Yep.
Multiple monitors in my room. I'm looking at 3 screens right now.
Yeah. I only got 2 on, but I got 4 present.
Well, one of them's my phone, just sitting there.
Well, I got 5 actually because there's one in the corner.
But this duplication is like was in a way at a time a good thing, but that's kind of finishing up. Like
coming to an end. Because you can just flip between the.
Well, also there's no. I don't know. Like I see these 2 things online a lot, and one is like both of them are a real misunderstanding. One's this one around women being really happy and about that birth rates are globally now below replacement because women are not having children.
Yeah.
And they're like, see how smart we are. Like we choose like the better man. There's not enough of you bet the good man. Whatever and the men are all like,
that has consequence.
But the men have got like some angle as well, right? No, those women that's because they're just like blah blah blah, and they they're not being proper women and they're letting them like whatever. They'll have an excuse. Like But it's simply that like as a species we don't actually have access to resources. Our resources it's over 40.
We're limited.
It's like,
we're limited.
Yeah, you look at why is it women who are over 40 who are having children now? Well, because the ones who have managed to get enough resources to feel safe enough to have a child, it's taken them that long. It's not every 40-year-old that's having children. It's that's how long it takes. And so the ones who are going
to do the man career or the primary provider career, if you want to get specific, and then have enough douche in the etche to do the thing.
And that's
all about the bananas. The nut, mate. Getting the nut. Getting the fucking nut. You got to get the nut, and then you can fucking do what you want.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's like I think that the natural species level, like life level behavioural quality, like life tends to do that if it's a low resource environment.
Don't be risque and think everything's going to be fine. Have a think about it and know that you got to have the little.
And they know, so we know. So it's like that's one thing is like this real misunderstanding, like that people thinking that we live in a resource-rich environment, we're actually living in a resource-poor environment, where there's not enough to go around. Food and shelter's like on the edge of fucking doom,
collapse, and most countries, and we've outdone ourselves,
and recognise
you need to stop taking God literally, and
it's because he's so smart, or because
multiply, and
Chad isn't feeling hot enough and got enough money, so that's why he's not having his children. It's like fuck off. It's because fundamentally you're scared, scared of why would you have a child? Like, oh my gosh, like they mightn't even would they even live, let alone can I feed them? I can't even feed myself, and to just survive you got to have like your gym membership and all the other things. Like it's like and they're not unreasonable things to need.
Be on the fit path, and
like there was all the things, man.
There was a whole who looks greatest on the Gold Coast at the moment. Like there was this fitness shakedown who's the fittest going on. Yeah.
And who is the fittest?
I don't know. We'll find out once the competition's over, I guess.
I don't know. Having the soda just reminds me.
Yeah.
I went to see a movie this week at IMAX in Sydney. The IMAX was good. I learned that you don't want to be in where we were sitting was fine. It was big, but if you're one row back, if you sort of like, there's 2 layers of IMAX, or maybe a third, but the middle layer being at the front of that's the prime location. So you go a bit more central to the screen. We were kind of a little low and kind of leaning and looking back, looking up at the screen, which is a pretty big view. It was pretty cool. It was definitely a whole field of view. But that wasn't the problem with the IMAX. I haven't been to one since I was like 12. It was it was good to see. I guess it was. I thought it was the one I went to was much bigger than that at Dreamworld. It was a really wide screen. It was huge.
Felt like you were immersed. Yeah.
Well, I just thought the screen was wide and not so. This one just felt tall, like it's big, but it's not. I remember that one at Dreamworld. It felt like it was. It was really, really long. Maybe I was just so small. I thought it was really long. But I ordered a frozen Coke and a normal Coke. There was 2 of us going, and I get the sugar-free Coke Zero. And at the place they usually have flavors of frozen. So I'll get like vanilla and strawberry or whatever. Yeah. And frozen Coke Zero. And then my mate just got a normal one. So, but what came out was this like weird. It was weird. Like I get in there and it was like, oh, okay, it's the drink I ordered. But the ice looked a bit funny coming out, and then it just kind of melted immediately. Like it didn't really. It wasn't ice. It was just
didn't
liquid.
have substance to it. No.
There was some kind of, and so we're drinking. I'm drinking away, and we didn't talk about it, like, strangely enough, until the end of the film. And he's like, "Fuck, could you drink that?" He's like, "It was sort of syrup," and I'm just like, "I know." He's like, "I had." He's like, "You were quite thirsty." I'm like, "Yeah, I did drink more than I really." And that's like, and it was kind of strange. It was like it hadn't in both of the machines. Some kind of thing failed, and
you got the Simpsons version of the all sugar Slurpee.
We had the
syrup. You just got nothing but syrup. Nothing
sort
but
of.
syrup.
Well, no, there was liquid in there, but not. No. It was very syrupy, and then by the time the film
Special
ended,
edition liquid. Yeah.
like I was sick. I was like, and then it was the next day. I was so sick. I was like, I had to go straight into the bathroom outside the cinema,
Make a deposit. Yeah.
and then was unsure. Like there was a few more that evening, and then I'm like, what's going on? It's just like this coke coming out of me, and it's like, oh, I hope it's. And I realized because my mate, he didn't feel it did, but he sort of stopped drinking. But because mine didn't have sugar, it had like artificial sweetener.
Yeah.
And so I just banged down like.
You went hard.
Way on whatever aspartame and things that are like laxatives, man. Like fucking hell. So I just drank like, so if you it's quite the thing, like having the sugar-free syrup compared to the sugar syrup. You just shit yourself. Like it's like maximum warning. Like they should actually have a warning label on. Like
The additions.
well, if you just drank, like I didn't even drink the whole thing. Like if I drank the whole thing, oh my fuck, like I would have maybe had like stomach fucking twisting up on me. Convulsions in the thing, like, and just shitting everywhere over the cinema. Oh, imagine that. Oh, what are you doing? No, there's something in the drink. Like, you know, and just crapping, like, all like this, like, stop drinking it. Oh, it tastes so good.
Agent just freaking out, like,
what the fuck? And just rolling around, just crapping yourself on the floor.
just a stench, just a rolling stench,
and then cramping up, and then it stops for a bit, and you can't move because the cramping's so big, and it's sort of you got to try and uncramp it, but as soon as you uncramp and you release it, then that's made the pathway. You've opened the pathway to let the thing through again for maximum like expulsion. Start making these big deep noises. The jet
summoning a demon.
No, one little claw, like trying to get yourself across the thing. Like, I need something inside me. I need something liquid. And someone hands you another thing of the drink, but you just don't realize, and they're like, "Oh, here you go." And like, "No, this is the syrup." And just like even worse. Maybe that'd be the sugar one. So you just start getting really high.
Just having visions, like going into like the full spectral fucking, total visions, and
while just shitting yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like sort of like
ultimate
realize
experience.
That you're the route. You know, things just all we are is tubes.
All we are is strings in the universe. You know,
you just truly understand like
interconnecting
string
one
theory.
That's it.
Like
remember, you are the thing that's being played.
That's it.
Ultimately played.
Yeah.
Like an instrument, by the universe.
Cinematic premium, like that's it.
Know that you're nothing but a tune.
Winning, cinema winning.
That
was on the verge. It was nearly as on
perspective.
about to, man. It was like,
got to get it. Got to get it on.
Got to get it out.
It's a tough message. People don't want to accept it, They don't. No one wants to be a god. Like I said, last episode, man, they get frightened of that word. Like it's so much stigma attached to it. Like, don't you think the creator, if there was one, right, would want you to develop enough skill to become your own spell creator?
I don't think so.
Understand what that is about, or is he a selfish entity that wants to keep you
if
forever?
we're going with that assumption, then we've got to go with the sort of the supporting texts, and the supporting text seems to suggest that this is in their image, and that would be a volume, like not just a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional image. It would be like the image is in a way of being.
That's it. Yeah,
and
single state or whatever.
Our function would be to
play in
create.
single state. Yeah.
Well, it'd be to create, and to create life, and to
or to be creative in itself, like to have essence and your own as a starter, like your starter universe. You got to start somewhere.
The baby universe, creche, and then you can expand into like making your own little ones. Full God mode, whatever.
When you get to those terms where you can how do they call it? Be benevolent.
Yeah, I mean,
kind without interference.
That's what you realise is that the kingdom is here. And
ultimate benevolence. That's right.
Well, the kingdom isn't
try
waiting.
Not to care too much about other issues.
The kingdom isn't waiting. The kingdom is present. and it's actually in the way of being. You described it like so to be that thing, and you're saying then you can do that here.
Yeah.
You observe that like and the other
To
ones
be
are
built
around
in one's own mind.
Yeah. You literally can live in the kingdom here like now.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Be at
elsewhere.
peace. Like know that what you've got is what you've got, and be happy about it, and don't overthink it too much. It's,
well, I think overthink it. I
it
think
could
I
be
overthink
better.
it a lot.
If you want it to be better, then definitely overthink it. Because then you'll make it better eventually by the overthinking.
Well, the types of thinking. Overthinking
plan.
can have, overthinking can have a number of different meanings.
Let it have a destination.
You can be in a
just
loop
being
type of
a
overthinking.
loop. Never loop. Never loop. You taught me that, so come on.
Let there be light. So
Lux Veritas. That's the one.
to create. So yeah, I mean, lots of things create too. Like if we look around, there are forces that have created
co-creation.
things.
That's it.
Well, then there's that. That's where there's
With our
many
thoughts,
leaves
we
and many
make the
breezes.
muchness.
And this is a good thing for strengthening like one's reality engineering. Like if this is like a sort of a staged process,
and that's where we have that whole gospel of don't be the cannot, with the cake. Don't be the can't.
Be the being.
Yeah,
be the being doing.
Be the doing. Yeah. Go from the being to the doing.
Yeah, I think like in this creche version, you the value in being multiple leaves and multiple breezes like is definitely good for teaching a god how to like what it means to be pushed around and to push through and to find like the thing where you're not doing that in a
have
harmful
resistance.
way. Yeah.
Come on. Nothing truly is earned unless there is failure and the pain. Like it doesn't have to be physical pain. It just needs to be that. Don't want that to happen. I want to make a change. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the denial. You see this in tiny babies. Like so, essentially, like I see our arms as tentacles, our fingers as tentacles, and like
interface devices. That's right.
Extensions of the mouth. They're like actually.
They're ways of making the putting the thing in the mouth quicker. That's right.
And it extends the reach of that. The sort of your catchment area, as you might say.
Yeah.
And then and you can see in a baby that like from the get go the mechanism is designed out of frustration.
Yeah.
It's all out. The whole thing is frustration, and that
trial and error. It's the AI little brain with the two chicken leg meat extension bred in a lab things
stuck on that.
Struggling and learning how to walk and learning how to stand upright.
Well, it's not really learning how to walk. It's actually wanting to reach the thing.
Acquisition of the cookie in the jar on the top bench where the ladders need to be made out of furniture.
That's right. Figure out. So the beginning of that is literally it is that this want. It's not like look they're learning how to reach. No, it's that they cannot. They want the thing. Like the
ultimate goal is the thing that you keep moving
away
from.
They realize that if this piece of them they have control over moves in that direction.
You've created the level of frustration to let them know that you need to go for the better thing. Slightly.
So then they have to move and then they roll.
Achievable.
And then they can
but through much effort. That's right.
And they know because they see you walk away that there are things beyond the grass. So then they're rolling over, then they're pulling along, and then they're moving there quicker, and then there's the reaching up, and then the things up are higher, and then the stepping up upon. Like all of it is about frustration and not being able to get at.
Items to get closer. Yeah.
And then even being able to run faster, all these things are all about being able to reach and grab and
achieve the mouthy thing.
Yeah, a mouthy thing, achieve the mouthy thing.
Yeah, ultimately, human worms, man.
That's what's going on. Like, and so then a lot of the things that we have now, that's quite curious how that our representations of that now.
How we do it,
how there might be a video game or.
If you want to simplify it, bring it down to that real, the basic essence. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you apply frustration to something which is always lit and warm and like this, like maybe. So where does the frustration after you start being able to get around and do those basic things? And it starts to end. Like the frustration in driving a car is like the next driver. It's not like a process. It's not like you're not trying to.
But I look forward to an end to driving cars. Like I'm hoping that eventually AI and other devices can take over the whole.
Reflecting on the baby.
The monotony that is driving it, from one place to another, especially when there's a lot of travel to be done. Like that whole controlling the vehicle and keeping in between the whatever and obeying
we're really reducing
the
the
stupid fucking regulations from the monitored fucking vehicle, to keep within the road rules.
You're reducing the frustration, the lack of being able to reach. Like, so if everything's an automated vehicle and you just get in it, you just take it there. And that's not an issue. You've taken away a lot of frustration to reach. What happens when we become...
you mean you created complacency by not having it?
Yeah, and how fast we put that in place.
Well, it's like Gen X taking mum and dad to the job interview. Like when did you take your mum to a job interview site? I never took my mum and dad to a job interview.
Going to going to job reviews, like 25-year-olds negotiating wage increase, like, and older parents.
Special holding hands all the way. Organising holidays and shit.
Oh, yeah, it's...
You know,
I've heard about this for years. Yeah, I've been hearing about this.
I mean, what the hell? There's helicopter parenting, and then there's fucking being a responsible parent and knowing to retire and just go, fuck the kids, and we're just going to do what we're going to do now. We've done the married and the parenting thing.
Yes,
you know,
there are a few.
Yeah, grow the fuck up and take some responsibility. Well, we're going on holidays. See you later.
Well, is that fair?
Well, it creates the reach.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But if you put like steel braces on a child's legs, so that forces their legs not to be able to grow, and they get dwarven legs, right?
Yeah.
And then you take those off them suddenly, and then you say, "Well, I'm going now."
End up on Facebook or something like
and
that.
then they go, "Well, how do you reach the sink?"
Yeah.
And it's your problem. Oh, how do I get to the fridge door, Mum? Because the mother's always open it because they were always too short to get the door, and they've had like these metal braces on, and then mother just goes, "Oh, I'm leaving now."
Permanent disablement of your children by medication and keeping that special thing going where the
they don't get to do anything.
Donation.
So you've just got this child who is suddenly 20 and can't communicate because everywhere they've gone has been an organised play date, and everything they do is like a site that they didn't get to plan, and they never had to
making plans for Nigel. That's right.
They didn't go to every time they went to the doctor was because they were told they never did anything. They weren't like, I'm sick, I'm going to bed, to the doctor.
There's a disappearance of the discovery and the disappearance of the inventive mind.
And so then you do have 25-year-olds now. I think like if you even 25-year-olds probably feel
I need mummy and daddy to make choices for me. I don't feel I'm feeling threatened. My feet bees,
Well, I think that's the parents that's done that to them.
Yeah, that's right. By being in the helicopter. You're
absurd.
welcome. Your actions, your pussy whipped actions of fucking pandering. There it is. There is the outcome.
Yeah, because you just can't like humans in even the most sort of recent, more natural time, and I mean like this, which applies maybe
to
to
your kids at the element side.
Well, to a point, but like 14, and whether you were in like Papua New Guinea, 14 would be like a certain point where you start going out hunting with the thing, doing the thing, right?
Learning,
if you're in like
survival stuff,
if you were in medieval like Europe, like so you may be the apprentice, you're starting your little trade at the beginning, you'd be chosen.
Learning how to cut the throats of the pigs, that's right.
You'd be
chop them
or
hang them,
or you'd set off in your travel or whatever the mode was. Like you'd be on ships, ship boys, 14.
That's it.
So it's
straight in there.
Yeah,
captain's best lad.
The very best.
Keeps them warm at night.
The femboy always has a job.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the femboy, wasn't it?
I think the femboy's been
first,
a lot longer.
The captain's lad would have been the first femboy. Come on.
No.
Yeah, I've got to drop it. It's a lonely time at sea, mate. The
femboys are definitely earlier than ships. Maybe. But it's quite early. Ships is a fair way back.
Could have been particulars in those early philosophy groups. You know what I mean? Like they were pretty, keen for the non-responsibility kind of shenanigans. When you weren't going to get someone pregnant.
Yes. Oh well. Yeah,
that's right.
Well, you were. They. I don't know. Just say like that throughout. I think that the model of this modern model where we think that not even when you're 14, now not even when you're 18. Like 18 is still, you better have a gap year and you better go do something because if you don't have a degree and a master's, mate, you're not even getting a job in a petrol station. Like seriously.
Just do something and blah 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 and make contacts in the European division and
if you don't have
do the right fellatio to the important client and get the favours. That's right.
But even before that, because then you're in a work environment, is that where we've pushed back that you're even valid to enter the workforce is 25 or something anyhow.
Yeah.
So they are like in the bare minimum.
Be more business minded.
We've like pushed back like something 10 years from like 14 to 24 essentially or something like that. And where you can start doing something, that's a pretty long way.
Yeah.
And then through that whole time,
that's
you've got nothing to
state
do.
plus high school plus college influences to get you where you need to be.
Yeah, and during that time you've had to, you're not really generally doing anything. It's just like watching television, and that's a long time to be sitting around and fuck all.
Toga parties, getting slammed.
Right. Yeah. There's but even that 14 to 18 period, and then as I say, then you just got this complete other phase of your responsibility, and like a lot of people aren't like, it isn't necessarily like unless you're being sent along to a dormed school. It's a very American thing, to be honest, or not, at least not a very Australian thing.
It happens.
It's not a very Australian
people that live in the country that need their kids to be educated and they want a certain thing, so they pay a premium to billet them out.
It does exist in Australia, but it's very small. It's not like big campuses of student accommodation.
And a lot of that stuff now is all available online, so it's very nice. You only have to do fly in, fly out attendance to cover the grade.
Attendance is terrible, man. They really put upon you often.
Because most of the learnings can be done online, man.
But they still demand this
information, and then just apply it locally, and then you've got the skill or the
Well, whether you've got whatever, I don't know.
Able to prove your level of regurgitation from the content. Yeah.
But, so that's what's happening there. That's this 25. That's like everyone's like, I can't believe. Can you imagine going along with your parent at 25? To like, that's the first time they've ever done it. They don't even probably in 90% of chances, or no, that's probably a bit high actually. 50 to 60% of the work out there or more.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had like a deep sort of dive on reading awards, let alone bank account. You know, like it's not like, you know how it was always the joke like, oh, at school did you learn about taxation or like you know, but now like what about
That's
now?
it.
Did you learn about like
Do they teach gaslighting?
how to read awards, how to read like employee agreements? Like they don't.
Yeah, that's
like
it. Understanding the terms and agreements of becoming an employee. That's it.
All of this shit like that you have
Fine points, your rights. You know, what rights you have. You know, under the subsection blah 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 of the local governments. You know, stature. You know,
train to be a
minimals.
citizen. And even just having that would not be probably the most useful training anyway. You certainly have to have some intern practicality to it, wouldn't you? Like, otherwise, it's like pretty meaningless. Most of it's not a very physical experience.
Sorry, I'm mugging down some chocolate at the moment. I got the mini Kit Kat pack, you know, the multi-pack. Yeah, rather than gorging on a whole block.
There's some really good ones in Coles and in particular.
That's special mint one. That's why I grabbed them. Like
flavoured one,
special.
an orange flavoured one, and they've got no sugar. And, quite recommend it. They're quite tasty. Still chocolate, but.
Uncle's just boiled the kettle, so
might might come down and make a hot drink myself. That sounds like a fun plan.
I was feeling a bit peckish, so I had to eat that.
For a moment, let's have a little
true,
loading up moment.
Because Cheap's always got some nibblings in between, you know.
Well, it's been a while since we've had the sort of the cooking on the cheap.
I know. It's overdue for a bit of, you know, the recipes. I was going to do the goulash.
We haven't had a recipe for a while.
The boy doesn't like hot, and like I love hot, man, but I like it.
Oh, do you mean like
the beef one? You know, the full power as they call it. You know, the house that runs on coffee. The house that runs on coffee. That's what this one is. Does your house run on coffee, Si?
There's a coffee machine where they actually make the.
There you go. It runs on coffee.
I never use it. I think I've used it once the whole time I've been here. Not my thing. But coffee is
machine. That is a real house. Like you got to have a coffee machine to be a house of people. If there ain't coffee going on,
they grind the beans.
Yeah. Best flavour. That's right. Don't fuck around. Oh, I'm up with chocolate in this one.
I run on chocolate, right, but not like Kit Kats. I run on them like cacao powder. I don't really run on
the proper.
Yeah. That's tonight.
Less of the cane sugar and more of the cocoa. Yeah.
None of the sugar.
Look when you go to the 7-Eleven, man. Like they're always offering you that little, you know, the snacky sidey thing. It's like, oh, do you want that? And you're like looking at it all and it's like, oh, more than my calorie intake. No, thanks. I'm cool, you know. Thanks for the offer, but it's all right. Just the eye to my vast.
I noticed that they have when you go up, you have to, especially with the ones at the petrol stations, and they'll offer you the excessive calorie things for cheap. Not 2 for 1. I can never eat any of them. I don't really frequent petrol stations anymore. Oh, it's not cool.
I do because I'm cruising all the time, bud, and I fuel up, and you know, sometimes it's easier than going to the supermarket.
Well, that's where you're working. You'd have to
road warrior, modern day road warrior.
I used to always integrate the supermarket.
I mean, some days I feel like I wish I had machine guns on the front of the car. Lay down the delivery for stupid, you know, but I've got to be patient because I've got to remember we share the roadside.
Much sharing.
And that's where I resort to my games like Carmageddon to dispatch the anger, like in a different format, which is non-threatening or non-life-threatening to other people. More, you know, the virtually projected people. And I'm sure if life's a video game, there is some sort of consequence, and the video game god will punish you for the amount of virtual people you killed, you know, as final judgment.
When I actually think about, like, in a realistic context, I say, okay, you're on the road and you have got the weapons, which implies others do as well. But they might get used briefly, but because fundamentally what you can do mostly is be shooting something in front of you, you'll quickly come to realize that
it becomes an obstacle. Like, I'm not a silly person, right? I get it. Like,
wouldn't that be the problem?
Well, no, I think it's a delivery issue. Like, if you could deliver enough to it to make it disintegrate, so you're just going through bits.
So it's the first rule of warfare. Like, if you're not, you use more firepower.
Be prepared to use more than what you need.
Well, the amount that you
clear
need.
A path.
Yeah, you've got to clear.
No, I've always gotten that. That's the reason why I do it in a game. I can understand the fundamentals, and if I ever got to it, I could understand how I could use my game skills in translation to real life, but I'd also understand the consequences.
But the respawn point might be capped.
Could be difficult.
Could be, med packs always respawn. I mean, I saw it. I got to share with you. like, oh, copying fit.
Yeah.
But
Inspirations.
oh well. I saw actually a news article
Sometimes a
today
cop is like
that
a
in the
laugh
US,
10,000.
that there's
Like
a company that's put
it's
out
when you're
like
spitting
drones
out
for
copy
schools.
from your nostrils.
And it's like a drone system that they've all these pods around the school with these attack drones that are piloted from a base in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
And so there's a number of schools in Florida which are trialing them. And these things are piloted by like people who do first person FPV racing.
Yep.
So they're capable of flying this shit at like 100 kilometers an hour, you know what I mean? Like whatever, like just around the building.
That colliding with someone at 100k would fucking hurt, mate.
No, with armed.
Oh, with payload.
With payloads.
Deliverable.
They can just make their way through the corridor.
Viva the drone revolution.
Suppress situations. So they're loading the schools in America with like automated drone defenses. Well, not automated, but like piloted drone defenses. I think that's really interesting. Like, want to hack that shit? Imagine like hacking a school and you just give yourself access to like 100 weaponized drones that can then just go into classrooms and start mowing into kids. Anybody think this through?
Ouch.
Like
That's
localized jamming.
Well, I mean, as far as friendly fire goes, that's pretty negative. Like it's going backwards.
And not even like localized jammed. Go to the school, hit a jammer, but then injects code like into the known brand, like jams and then sends a signal.
Turns into hostile, anything in the local area just gets, we'll start
They just go in
delivering.
swarm mode. Like you set up, imagine this. Imagine a virus that attacked drones, right? And what it did, it uploads a local...
Wirelessly, yeah.
Yeah, but it uses the local Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi on the drone and hacks it to actually put code in that sets up a mesh network. Like
Yes,
and
uses them as like a delivery mesh to pull hack from wireless
hosts
level.
on, it determines the amount of the swarm and then uses them as input. Like, say, for example, they might even like land one of the drones.
Fully cracking land-based, Wi-Fi and shit. Easy to do.
If just setting up that mesh, because the drones will probably all have, by nature, the drones will all have
Build your
the
own
same
internet. They'll
have the same hardware. Every drone in a like I say, a school unit, right, would have the same. It would be the same model.
What do you think?
So you've got a homogeneous situation, and then you so what I'm trying to say, you spam the system, upload the thing, creates like a mesh, the thing's set up, but then one of the drones it actually uses one of the drones it doesn't act as a comp, or more than one, but some of them it just stores and uses them as processing units.
Yep,
to do act as the coordinator.
Yeah.
And so the other ones can and that can just get the information back, the key signals.
Yeah. Create the points of link to build a little, short range, long range network. Yeah.
And then you can just walk away, and it's been instructed to do a thing. And just going in and like say if each one's got a single shot and just killing one thing each that's one thing, but that's you can get a much more value out of depending on the goal. Like if the goal was like to sort of suppress and hold down and like use up resources, so then a bunch of resources go to that area to try and deal with the problem, but then you can
take away
just sort of saturate main defenses and response times, like versus like say slaughtering
everyone
100
rushes
people,
to help. Exactly.
You don't want to. You might not want that, but I would think that is a real like what I'm describing is like a white hat.
Create the tertiary distraction for the primary attack. Yeah.
No, if you're going to put armed swarms, like 50 units or 100 units in a school, and the reason why they want that many isn't because there's 100 people sitting there piloting these things. It's so that the nearest one can be grabbed and you know what I mean, and sent to the thing. Like it's
put the little friend
like
in,
50
off you go.
And maybe
everyone
have the 10
everyone
50
follow
if they
each
need
other.
it.
Yeah. Keep at the distance.
So yeah, other ways the other ways you could hack them, it's just students wanting to hack them.
Well, testing skills.
And also like being able to mask it. Like if you've got one of those in the space, what's to say as a student or another hostile agent, like in like whatever that might mean, you then just have one that looks like it.
Yeah, the duplicate.
And then you're just like in the girls' toilets. What's the drones doing in here? And they're like, no, we never put. We swear, look, it's on the footage. Like, your drone is going in there.
Patrolling outside, not the girls' toilets.
But they.
Why deploy in the window?
Yeah. So, like, and you're just another one of the high school sort of playing a perverted, or being whatever it is that you are, like however you want to describe it for yourself. And others may describe it upon you. It's just a scenario. But like they can definitely do that. Like, and then by the, like suddenly you now need to have the 50 drones and then like a drone defense system, and like Wi-Fi, like sort of like countermeasures.
Yeah, Wi-Fi intrusion countermeasures. That's right.
Just all this other stuff suddenly that requirements are because you just armed your Wi-Fi network essentially.
Because the weapons are stretching their abilities, testing their ability. The weapons are chopping down the,
And if you're a school-made one, then you just could make one with like it looks like those, and then it's used as like the just like a ball bearing, single shot, like one of those things that are like rubber band or like a slingshotty thing, and just fires like a really dense round, like a ball. and no one even
Gas
knows,
propelled.
can't tell. You know, so do you,
Little aluminium unit.
it kind of adds for a potentiality, I think, just by having that hardware in schools.
Teaching the kids how to, reach.
That's it. How to reach. It does. It really. I mean, you got to reach for the side of your desk. You got to pull yourself down there real fast. Those arms. It's combat training. Really, when you think about it, if you make it through American school, we want you in the military because you're battle trained.
You know how to take cover.
You do know how to take cover, duck and cover.
Yeah, you've been under fire many times now, so you should know how to duck and cover. That's right.
You know how to pee in a classroom. Use your caddy litter.
Here's a rifle. Here's a rifle. You're already
got your own back.
You're already PSD'd at school. You'll be going into battle with the PSD already in place.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to need our drugs.
You do.
To help.
Yeah. So here's a gun to take it out on the people who hurt you. Yeah, right. And
the ones that hurt you the most, and that is these people. Yeah, you definitely do the pointing.
Must be. They hurt me.
We've already thrown them out of our country. That's how bad they are. They're the worst people.
The worst. Don't let it kick you. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
They have been deported. Okay, don't not worry. We are offering them free flights with your money.
I don't know. I mean, that's a bit inflammatory. I don't know that they would be. Do we need to? I'm sure they can afford their own flights. They can afford their own flight.
Yeah.
He's
You
not
made money.
Come on. He's not impoverished. He's not sitting in there like eating beans. Maybe
you made your money.
But like they've got easily enough like resources to be able to ship a person in and out of a place. That's not a question. Like I wouldn't be worrying about that. I think I would be worrying about is that if you're using this one person, so one person in a room with a few other rooms attached, with a single sets of like very easily tracked known data and numbers and all of those things.
Yeah.
Was the one is the route was how you would implement strategies of harm in a country.
Methods of learning how much people's value is, like using social media to influence the points and most suffering delivered by the targeting.
Yeah. Wouldn't it just be in Reddit feeds posted by like multi-rehomed bots doing things like on time stuff long after the people are even gone.
Bully dredging.
Well, and just seeding, just seeding opinion and things like slowly, surely, and they've just got like a throwaway bank. You've just given them like a credit card.
Just the way they like it.
You've just given them like a 10K credit card, and that they can then just have like the person just gives the account details, and the thing just pays them the 10 grand, and they go, oh yeah, we're in the special get. No one even knows. It was just a 10K Amex, with a random
little transfer.
Fake note.
Straight in the account.
Like if you're at the scale of national level, highly trained, you make drones and everything kind of skills. You're not like the best in the universe or anything, but I can sit here on this like meaningless, on our channel of Cheep and just be like, I can describe ways and how you would implement such systems to a detailed level enough, like on the fly, in my head with you. We can make it up. We can make up the whole how technically you could do it, and then so that
let's build.
So that this man in Canberra or Sydney or wherever was the mastermind. Like that is the stupidest way to make anything. And things don't even need that. Like they can self-organize. If you create enough distress in a place, it self-emerges.
Yeah,
the rash on the skin.
Itchy all over.
It doesn't there's an irritant in the culture essentially, and the irritants generally are from external. They can. They're definitely
violation. Feeling violated. Yeah,
being violated, like this sort of outer damaging thing happening to the layer of it. I guess when so there's enough people from that area, and there's enough sympathy, let alone anger.
The milkiness.
That there's 300,000 alleged Australians, which is like more than some of the minority populations in Australia. And that's just in one city. There's more people that don't want something than do.
Yeah.
So even if that's like that, then the next scale up is 3 million. So that's 3 million people who couldn't show up or didn't feel like showing up, that are somewhat disaffected, and that's a lot of the population. And so does this old mate need, like, expelling him is a symbol, and it's a high level symbol of like this is how good our espionage is.
We're going to behave in this certain way because we, blah 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 blah.
No, but it's also how good our espionage is. So we were so good that we managed to crack.
We got all the receipts.
Diplomat.
We got all the receipts
at the embassy, like coordinating the thingamies, right? Like that is the weakest demonstration of one's espionage. It's like, so the most obvious person was who you found.
Did our job so well that we weren't never detected. Yeah.
Like, oh mate, what did he do? He probably just rang his grandma and he just pinned it, and then like like anybody who read, like I haven't even read what that dude that does all the spy books.
I mean, having the diplomats in your country means you can listen in on, But yeah, true. I mean, he's going to be just fucking ringing mum, if she's still alive.
And even if you were ringing, you would literally ring your mum, and through your mum, you would say like, the
keyword, sausage hamburger, pelican. They look up in their dictionary and they get the word that's equivalent to it in the special code.
Oh, is that? They only had the blue big lighter. I still smoke it. It's bad for me. But they only had the blue one today. It was smaller than usual.
Right. Yeah.
like, you know.
Chicken forest tenders.
Yeah, like and the quality of them this evening, you know, and that you like them better with peanut oil.
That's right.
You know, like, but
Yeah.
and then grandma, like, you know,
Eric's penis
the
envy,
brothers
you know,
know. Grandma lets the
That's
brothers
right.
know how to go. But even if that is the way that you have uncovered it with your glorious espionage uncovery services, like
Incredible, you know, incredible ears they've got. Like the level
I'm sure
of
there is.
Yeah.
With the homegrown diversity of like channels and pieces and pathways now is just an automated systems that, you know, are planted long ago and
Already in
activate at
place,
times.
already working. Yeah.
Like, yeah, how easy is it, like, for, you know, if I gave you, not you, like if you offered someone who was actually in a hard way $2,000
Like a gift.
to do a thing that was kind of not too dangerous or anything.
Yeah.
Let's go get some petrol
Risky.
and pour
It
it on
was
the
a little
thing.
risky, but it wasn't life-threatening.
At night, make sure no one's there. Like, I'm not doing hurt anyone. And all what you need is a piece of software hooked up to that has access to a card number, not even a bank account. Yeah, really, just a card number that's got $2,000 loaded on it. Right? And then what you can do is have that piece of software just talk.
Yeah. Add to your phone in your little
talk to chat rooms,
tappy.
talking to chat rooms and things, and then find somebody who's like susceptible, you know, and then just have a little conversation with them over a year and things, and then just wait for them to be in a harder place, and then have $2,000 to offer them to do a thing. Like that piece of code would be so cheap to make. Like, you know, like you could be an ELIZA program. I'm not even talking AI. Yeah. Like it would be the most basic little thing, just does Google questions. You know, you could have it interface like with one of the language models or something, so it was being
People wouldn't even know. Yeah.
Wouldn't know.
Some people are that, you know.
Yeah, and it's all text. You wouldn't be talking, and then you're just like, oh man, I just want to send you a couple grand. You know, it's not like them. So they're not even like ask you for money. They're wanting to give you money.
And the cash is there. Like it's
the cash
available.
is there.
Yeah.
So the bot knows that it's got $2,000, and it just puts that card number in and says, and sends them, they give them their account number, and they, yeah, it's easy. Fucking Frankie told me to do
Plug it in, tap it away. Yeah.
I think like deploying those as like espionage weapons that actually like just manipulate their own people, like with just so there is no spy. You know, there is no.
Not necessary.
No, not necessary.
Get all the details you need.
Make them do whatever you wish, but with you know, just prey upon the poor, the weak. You know,
people need the money when they do it. You know.
And even that, you have the bigger ones, the ones that are hooked up to 10 and 20k pots, little cards, you know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure there was kings out there that, you know, my kingdom for a horse, mate.
Well, then you go into like a corporate thing, you find somebody who's like really got like, I can't get the promotion and things, you just start giving them like the little good feelings and how, you know. They're like, I just need to pay, and then they get themselves in like, I could cover your debt for you or something like that. Just need you to just tell me a little thing.
Just need to know.
Who are you talking to?
Sandra.
Sandra from accounting. I was talking to Sandra from accounting. There is no Sandra in accounting. What do you mean? She gave me 10k. Yes, we've seen it for this card. That was her. She said she was doing it from a card.
She was very kind about it.
That card was a fraudulent card. It doesn't even exist. So. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Are you laundering money?
It was in there. What?
What?
I need some help. This kind person offered me money and gave me the card. Spaghetti.
But I mean, it's very high profile. You got this person that none of us know and none of us have met, gets escorted out for a photo, you know, and then sent away. And then we get to show strength that we were like a good thing. See, we do care and we are looking. Actually, it's just we're doing it quietly. You don't know because we're so clever. We can only find one person, like in a special way, like in the embassy person, the litany of ways that it's possible to like be engaged hostilely with the society.
Yeah.
Like in the modern realm. And fucking hell. But
The true nature of the psychotic. Yeah.
Well, I think it also like context, like that kind of thing and how it impacts like the amount of people who are positive at like an Iranian or Israeli thing. Like it actually, what does that do?
It doesn't do anything, Si.
But does it actually do something worse in a sense?
Well,
like,
it just shows your country's racist, doesn't it?
Well, no, okay, this person allegedly, like, or actually, we'll just say...
Well, they had evidence. Like,
so
with evidence, is it a modern way of slapping another country on the wrist?
This person paid money to someone to spray things or set fire to things. And you know, so that's like threatening Australians and things. They would have been Australians.
There's laws against, damaging other people's property and
sovereignty.
Shit. Yeah, that's right.
Sovereignty.
Don't talk to me about sovereignty unless you want to get shot in the face, mate.
Sovereignty. Citizen sovereign, like sovereign citizen, like independent.
God damn it, there is only one sovereign in the fucking in the empire, mate. You get delivered, the co-sovereignty, but there is only one true sovereign.
I don't know, do we?
Yeah.
I don't think we get bestowed any particular powers, do we?
There's nothing magical. There's nothing magical about it, okay? And in most cases of this, declaring oneself as being a fucking sovereign citizen ends badly. It ends very badly, Si.
Oh, what? So this dude who like declared and like took down some state-sponsored criminals with their own weapons.
I know.
What happened? Was there further updates?
Very sad. It was a sad incident. It was a I think it was a sanity check, which,
That's well,
you don't need to ask that when it comes to sovereignty. You know what I mean? Like if you're starting to say that you're as good as the king, then you better have your checks and balances going on.
I feel like I've got
because everyone
sovereignty.
pays to Caesar.
I don't feel like I need to yes, but
everyone has to pay to Caesar, so don't.
Well, even if you don't, you are in Caesar's land.
Yeah, true. You're a gentry to his dominion. That's right.
So eating
let's
from the wine
never
grapes.
get that confused. Let's
Eating
never
from
get
the
that
wine
confused.
grapes that were for the emperor is forbidden by debt and punishable.
Well, it's just like
And it
the
doesn't matter
peaches in
whether
heaven.
I'm not from
Don't
around
be
these
a monkey.
parts.
You can't help yourself to the peaches in heaven, otherwise there's trouble.
But it's just a rule. And if you're in
Yeah.
heaven, if you don't abide by the rule, then regardless of whether you're from heaven or not, you're caught in some consequences.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that totally is the place. Like I love the whole sovereign thing. It's like I think it's like flat earthers.
Sovereign
like
to me is self-responsibility, but it does come with a cost.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like a false
price.
It's a false.
There is a
on the
price
way
to
to
it.
getting the picture that we're actually talking about self-responsibility.
It is. It's a self-governance.
I don't need
It's
a daddy.
self-responsibility.
Thanks 'cause I'm being a daddy.
Being the daddy.
Doing the thing.
You're prepared to put down the miles. I know it comes with suffering. I'm going to have to be, Got to find my balance between your rules and my rules, and it's best to be unilateral when it comes to that shit. Like have equivalent, just because I am a sovereign citizen, I don't need to challenge you and what you're doing as a state-sponsored criminal.
No, that's right.
You're doing your job. I'm being me. I'm being the daddy.
Be normal.
How do we progress this without further escalation? Is there a compromise that can be made?
Because two daddies don't need to like butt
I realise
chests.
your
That's
job is
unnecessary.
difficult. Is there things that could be provided which would make it easier?
I don't go that
Negotiation
far.
is always something that we can, come to. We can always have negotiations rather than accusations. Accusations will not win an argument, but negotiations will. Oh, so easy. Like it doesn't have to end badly if that's your belief. Like you don't have to be sticking it in someone else's face and going, look, just because I'm the daddy, I can say what's going to happen, and your word's not better than mine because I've got to realise as an independent daddy that you are 10 people in one.
Well, also just
your word is 10 people in one when it comes to
rule
mine.
of the land. Like I mean, I'm afraid to say that if just because I'm from Vietnam, just making this, I don't even know what to say. Any country, it's irrelevant.
Well. Anywhere in the world, really.
Like I'm a tourist. I'm a tourist from New Zealand. That's we're sort of a bit too close to them. But I'll just use even New Zealand as an example. Like
that's it.
And you come across it, and then you want to punch someone on the street because you're allowed to punch people on the street in New Zealand for some reason. Like then,
you've been given that special allowance
over there. But over here, you're like, but I'm allowed to. Sorry, Bruss.
Yeah.
Not round these parts.
And these parts, we don't go around doing that particular action.
And maybe if it was the first time, you had no idea. Like someone might accept that.
I
and
came
you'd
from
have
a
to prove
country
it.
where it was allowed.
Slavery, for example.
It was okay to have child prostitution. Yeah, that's right.
Child prostitutes were allowed at 14. What are you saying?
That's right. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. As long as they're not our own people. As long as they're slaves and concubines we've imported by kidnap and other means from around the world, like it's perfectly fine.
They're not people, are they?
Yeah,
they're not us.
Yeah, well, they're just
So the sovereignty
transactionables.
The self-responsibility, subscribe, but remember that as a nation inside another nation, representing that other nation, you don't get to do whatever you want in the other person's nation. Like
we have to cooperate.
Spheres of reality.
There's one reason why we talk about cooperation on Sesame Street is because we all need to get along.
You do. We do.
Look,
we don't.
What
really.
you do in your own space is none of our business. If we aren't observing it, and we aren't watching you closely because you're being really weird and antisocial and buying a lot of guns and posting all this propaganda about us, then we probably won't pay too much attention to you, okay? We'll let you sovereign away as much as you want in your little mind, okay? But as soon as you go announcing it and saying the government can go F themselves and you're better than the government and, yada, 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 yada.
You know what, though? I was just thinking about it as you're describing that. So it isn't a perfect thing, but you could put legal structures around yourself that effectively did similar things, I think, like that were corporate.
Like copywriting your own name.
Corporate structures, more. I mean,
that's it. Yeah.
So you're surrounded by a legal sort of framework
in itself. That's right.
That could create like a sort of a sovereignty too. It costs you money though to maintain it.
Well, isn't copyright a sovereignty to an idea?
Yeah, I think there are ways that you could like create like actual sovereignty within our experience, like in our culture.
Yeah.
Would be
your limited ability to
limited ability,
a self-guiding, self-directing unit. Yeah. Proprietary unit, proprietary limited unit. That's right.
LLC. And there's ways, to do things, but you still need resources to defend them within the system that you're generating that reality,
sub-reality. That's right. Yeah,
that sub-reality that you've kind of spawned as a sort of just a bubble within a bubble. But The thing about state-sponsored criminals is that they are law, they can kill you. So, you know.
Well, they've been given that right.
So you've got to just sort of act on that. Like I call them state-sponsored criminal into their being, and I'll monitor if I feel that they've got a negative energy, or that they're dealing with someone who's a bit young.
How to deal with a murderer
appropriately.
Yeah. State-sponsored murder.
Otherwise, you go about your business. So, but yeah, I don't.
Show them respect, man. Show them the respect. I mean, for me, it's like
I show the respect of a state-sponsored criminal. Actually, like someone who is authorized to kill me as a mate there who can make up any story he wants.
But they've made wise decisions by using their heart rather than their ability to kill.
Yeah, I can't tell that when they're approaching me.
Well, they all look similar, Si. They don't have like friendly colours to dictate what they're into. They're not wearing badges to say, "Hey, listen, I'm this particular type friendly, this particular pronoun friendly." Yeah. Don't be looking over here.
You know, like if you look at police, they're like threatening.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
They're like
you got a problem, boy?
Fucking abusers, man. It's like, you know, just checking what you're doing.
Chill.
Yeah, why is something wrong?
Chill pill.
You're like making fun of me. You shouldn't have people that are like that have that attitude, like that can even have that attitude. Like in electro underwear for police. We've already done a good piece on that. I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I know. Don't spoil it. Like there was enough electrifying material in that particular disbursement. Yeah. I think we covered the subject thoroughly.
We definitely did. But like so there's a level of respect. There's a respect that they can kill me and that they may come back them up for any reason. That's my respect.
That's right. Yeah, and that's the whole part of limiting access or being in position where you need to be confronted by the special friendly neighborhood killer.
No,
or
you keep the fuck away. Like, I mean, that's it.
Be peaceful.
Yeah, you don't.
Peaceful don't get normally fucked up unless they're having a bad day.
Yeah,
that's normally the run of mill.
But if that officer is having a bad day and they decide to come at you, it's tedious.
Well, it's dial the Reaper. Dial the modern Reaper. How would you like to go? Oh, well, just I was randomly walking down the street and wondering what the universe was going to bring for me next, and it was death by cop. Yeah.
That's it. Decided. Did they catch him? Did they kill him? What did they do?
Oh, it was just a roadside inspection that went wrong.
No, but they know. You told me.
Oh, the dude. No, he's still on the run.
He's still on the run.
They're doing full surveillance. They don't want to talk about it. That's what the news thing is. That we're after him
by now.
No, he's a bit more smarter than Martin Bryant, but he's obviously got connections. There's other sovereigns that are probably helping him. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sovereign network.
No, okay. Well, then now it's sounding like it's.
See, I'm helping. I'm not against ASIO, and I'm not on their side either.
If they're all from the same,
simply an observer.
There's two things.
Yeah.
If they're all independent sovereign nations, if they've start having alignments of values and kind of like
that's where the trouble starts. Getting a bit weird. We don't need no Davisons here in Australia.
But I don't. Yeah, I know.
I mean, it'd be nice for a different variety, but we wouldn't like them to stay.
No, not as that.
We don't need the old
was it and collect
orange man, piss jug, fucking was it Kool-Aid exit?
No, none of the exits.
No.
Yeah, I mean, at that point there, what do you do? Like, if you've killed the two, you're on the run, you've gotten away, some days have passed.
Yeah, your numbers up.
Level of smart.
They've already offered him like the redemption, like please just call in. We don't want one of our officers, our human killing machines to just get a little bit street justicey and not bring you in alive. Can you please just talk to us?
Wouldn't you? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, it's curious.
Well, that's what they've done. They've offered the olive leaf, mate. They've taken out two of their members, right, of the special elite club, and
would you prefer,
they don't want any more. That's what they're doing. They're offering the olive leaf before.
After you kill two
complete
cops,
beating, you're going to get shot in the face, if you don't give yourself up right.
If you've killed two cops,
you might as well just sign your own death warrant.
You may as well. Would you prefer to take the olive leaf and then be in the custody?
You've chosen the Ned Kelly path of being.
That's right. If you choose to be in your infinite wisdom, to place yourself in the care then of like 10 of those in a cell.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to you?
Yeah, fucked up.
Versus just being shot in the face.
Yeah. Which easy out, well, the families are all satisfied,
Yeah, like, honestly.
And go home going, they got shot in the face.
Sounds like a horrifying. It sounds like
there would be another. They would be dreaming that right now.
Abuse.
They would be dreaming that this guy is shot in all those families of the fallen. Please shoot this KUNT in the face. Yeah.
Well, probably more than just them directly. I'd say that there'd be a little bit of a ripple out.
Because he stepped over the boundary of being the, the citizen. In the broader Australian. Australian, naturalist, or the tourist of Australia.
International tourist in Australia. Yeah. We're a sovereign state, man. International tourist in Australia. There's a term for it. It's not like
it's not something you just decree on yourself.
Well, you can, but that means that you're not from around here, which means that you're an international tourist. And where's your visa?
Correct. Exactly.
Because how did you enter the country?
Show me the papers.
Yeah. So
because anyone here is Commonwealth property, all right?
Yeah. So I don't disagree with the fact that you can come from other places because you can. And in those other places, there can be other ways things are done. That is true. like, you know, that means you're an international tourist. So
Yep.
nonetheless, international tourists, like, unless you've got nukes to back it up.
Well, you're a sovereign of that country. And that's what we are when we're abroad. Like when we go overseas, we're Australian sovereigns when we leave the country.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and we behave in the manner that is expected of an Australian overseas, and, you know, others have, you know,
Well, I don't know.
behave badly. Like I know when I've ever travelled, I've always been very...
There was Little Boys Thailand was a feature of the episode. I don't think that like all Australians going overseas have got the best of, like, perhaps Australia is represented. In fact, there is a fair bit of like pedophilia and shit in Australia. So maybe like little Thailand boys is like quite a representative of Australia, you know? And the military of Australia potentially.
That patronage, and their ability to access to those areas,
Perhaps we need a little bit more honesty in like these things and like saying, you know, what is that art?
Well, that's part of that Best Up program we were talking about, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but just that, like, going overseas and we're a sovereign and representing Australia, like the things that people do overseas, if that was the case and they're representing
is that truly representing it? Like, is the sodomy thing just, you know?
Well, anything, whatever it is. Going over and exploiting, like going over to
Because if you're a dude and you were going over there for little boys, that's what you'd be doing. You'd be sodomizing them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that's that level. But it can just be even just working. You know, going over there and then paying people $5 an hour to make clothes for you that you sell for $200. Like, whatever the modality is, and you sort of don't give hospital care to someone.
That's helping the local community. I don't know whether, you know, like having a collection of little pictures of
the job and you don't fix them up. Like, I mean, you know, like I think that the abusive behaviour is, let's give it the range of scale, not just like the pedophilia, like kid thing over there in some poor country.
Get the horses going.
No, just get like any kind of low cost use of human life elsewhere that, you know, story, like just going elsewhere to lower your standards.
Yeah, to be the disgusting creature you are.
Yeah, to lower your standards, man. So,
to become the disgusting.
I couldn't be bothered paying $250 for a kiss, so I just went to Thailand so I could get one for $250. You know, like
just buy one for the whole, you know, month I'm over there. I can abuse for the whole period and take photos of them and just come home. Yeah. They're in the other room. Just you know, every time they hear the kids scream, they bring in more food, hoping that I'll stop the horrendous actions that are going on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Freaks, man. Freaks.
So I think that's like the lowering of the standard. You know, perhaps it's like.
See, I've always acted exemplary. Like if anything I did while I was overseas, I always did. You know, trying to portray what an Australian value is. So you know, I see bullshit, I just call it.
Or beach.
Yeah. Work.
What was it?
That's it.
Barbies. Work. Like Cashies.
That's it.
Cashies, work ethic and just working hard. Yeah, working hard and doing it. Yeah.
Being a human doing rather than a human being.
Doing.
Yeah, that's it. Just stop procrastinating.
Don't be a cunt and just do it.
It's not working for you. Yeah. Don't be a cunt.
Don't be a cunt.
We don't need cunts. No. All right. We just need doers. Doers get it done.
Doers do get it done. Do you know, like, that's really interesting.
I was thinking, like, if this whole, you know, the bridge thing tomorrow goes off, because that's when it is. The March is the 31st, so tomorrow just I'll be getting up early.
I have any Australians show up for the Australia March. It's cool. It's interesting. I'm not saying it's good. I don't know. Like,
there's a few people covering it in my YouTubing, so I'm just going to watch their version, you know, just appreciate from afar rather than contributing.
It's interesting what it expresses.
It is easier being the lounge, you know, activist.
Maybe it's worth turning up.
But actually having an experience. Take the boy.
But like, okay, if you believe, which you do, and I'm not challenging your belief, is work and video, like work hard, don't be a cunt, and cashies, right?
Find your purpose, and then
if that's the three things, or the what was the other one? The bikinis,
board shorts and beers. Yeah, that's it. The true underlying nature. That's it.
That goes down there with those two things.
We need those. We need what America's got, but in green and gold. Like, so a green hat with gold MAGA on it for "Make Australia Great Again." No, that's what we need. Yeah.
What more's the point instead of having someone else's words? If you think that, and then what you need to have, you have your words.
It's recycling.
Those words, which is the ones around the three W's, the works, or the beers, the triple B's.
Shorten it up. Yeah,
the three B's or three W's.
3 letters is always
But if the way to actually deal with this, if people feel that this march is going to be just like Australia's who are cunts march,
right,
then a lot of the people
more racist action going on.
It's just really about that. It's about being, fuck you, you know.
Well, it's a vote. It's what we did with the whole Aboriginal autonomy. Like, who wants to be racist?
Is it actually is the purpose of it, or should the purpose of it be a march of racism? Or if it is going to be an Australian march, then everyone should turn up.
The love of Australia, turning up with just board shorts, bikinis, and just, you know.
Well, if that's your thing, then turn up and be a place that actually got every Australian
everyone handing out
and then
beers.
like there's people yelling and being cunts. Like they're like 2%, and they actually get completely dominated by just millions of people who
Just
actually are
partying,
Australian.
like
doing
a
the
day
other
of,
part.
you know,
Yeah, just
Australian, a second Australia Day. That's it. A unite
and
day.
they dominate.
Australia gets
Just
together.
Australia just comes and speaks and
Everyone's
says what it
cracking
really
a
is
beer.
about. Yeah, instead of
Everyone's
staying
just
away.
cracking a beer. That's
Instead of
it.
staying away.
And being polite, you know.
All the
just
good people
going,
should
"Hey,
attend."
Yeah, sausage and a barbecue, you know, snag and bread. Come on, mate. It's a Bunnings future. Together we can build.
Do you think there's been enough people? I mean, there is. So why not just
Everyone
everyone
loves
turn
a
up?
lifestyle. Like how many people come into this country from war-torn countries are unhappy with our conditions, Si?
None.
Like when you go to school and you've got bullets every day shooting across your head, and then you come here, which place do you feel more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, you do.
Yeah.
But you also live in communities that have like that speak languages. I don't mean like foreign languages. I mean speak in like realities rather, not languages that tell you it's scary.
Yeah.
And
Well, in their own way, I guess. Yeah.
yeah, like whatever. Like it's like, you know, whether you're in the east or the west of Sydney, like you're told that it's scary. I'll tell you, like it's not like
Well, there's always the
one
potential
people
of
is
someone
told that it's
just
scary
snapping and giving you a little bit of
told
a
that it's not.
you know,
Like,
stabby jabby on the side, you know.
Scary.
Not uncommon, you know. Some freak to lose it, you know, and suddenly start shooting cops or, you know, taking a you know, cane knife to people in a bloody shopping centre.
Ba-da-ba-da.
Ba-da-ba-da.
The $8.50 hot chocolate.
Smash.
I had a hot chocolate. It was not even a cup. Like the vessel size, I'd say would be like a 220, not a 250 ml.
Oh, yeah, like a little short black or whatever.
Yeah, like a sort of slightly, maybe a macchiato glass or something.
Something you get while you're playing the pokies, you know.
So it was like that size hot
You
chocolate.
get for free if you put a biddy in, you know.
And it was on almond milk. So almond milk's usually like, whatever, they want to charge some stupid amount of dollar, you know.
Yeah.
But still, $8.50.
I want to get to that position where I feel like I can ask for human milk without feeling like a creep. Like, can I just have human milk today?
How do you-
Thanks. So.
but is that-
High lactose human milk would be nice. Thank you.
Well, I don't know that.
Freshly
I don't
squeezed.
know- so the woman has had to consume a high lactose diet. Do you mean?
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, because that's.
I think
so
it's
the
an
breast
honest
milk-
living. I think
but
it's an honest
the breast
living.
milk would only be high in lactose in the way that you mean it. If the woman ate a lot of dairy, she'd have to
Potential
smash the
cycle
dairy
for
so
that.
that she would like load her body up with dairy, and then that would come through her breasts.
Played well.
Very
That's it.
realistically.
Yeah.
Like, and then you could get like really like high lactose human milk.
But lactose is about the stomach, isn't it? So it'd be like she'd have to have a second stomach.
No,
to get
it'll
the
give,
ball.
it'll give you the lactase. I think what it would do is it puts those bacteria into your body in a way that allows you then to digest. And if you don't, if you don't have the bacteria, it gives you colic and stuff as a little baby. Like if you don't have the natural those built in, it's painful, and you can just not give the child pain. And like, But most people medicate them and try all this stupid shit just to keep forcing the dairy down. They don't want. Most children.
It's like the modern version of torture, isn't it? You know, let's test what our kid fucking needs. Oh, he's vomiting all the time. No, let's keep trying it. You know, it's cheap.
I mean, if you're embedding
like
that in your culture, like if that's what you're culturally trying to do, then maybe it's fine. Like, I mean, you've got to.
If they're having reactions to shit, just try other food. That's the way I've always thought about it. You know.
I mean, that's enough nuts, and like you should definitely be eating nuts. Like you should be eating those things. And it's like, they could kill them.
If you can, that's right.
If you're wanting that,
good.
like
If
you
your
start
body
selecting
craves it,
away,
yeah.
like we could
Learn to
select
listen
away
to
for
your
dairy
body,
too.
yeah.
Like, well, they're having a reaction. Everyone should stop giving the kids dairy. You know, like we could do that, like with peanuts, don't bring dairy to school. But yeah, or you want them to have that. You think that that's like a standard issue thing. I don't know that dairy is actually I don't know if it. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think for what it does and what it gives, you could do without it.
The benefits, versus the consequence.
Yeah, we don't
Especially
need that.
with the modern, the modern regime of the
we don't need it. It's a superfood.
High hormone delivery and
but actually, I think for our own needs, the reason why you have like high dairy environment foods, like that's not like Fiji, you know, or right, is because not just because you got the technologies, but because of like we needed high density foods. So it's not that we shouldn't have high density foods, but the reliance of them in our society is really redundant.
It's become over-dependent.
Well, it's redundant.
Over-dependent. Yeah.
Well, not just over-dependent. I agree.
Because we're not performing the tasks that we'd normally burn off the fats with.
In the middle of winter, fucking negative 20
trying to
cutting wood.
survive hunting fucking wolves in the minus 17 degrees.
Even when you had huts, like, you know, you were cutting wood in the middle of winter, you know, going on a hunt maybe even earlier. Like we weren't designed for.
You had enough fat on your body to
eating the goddamn fat.
to enjoy the frostings and the wearing the animal covers.
But now, what are you doing with like the
keep the warmth?
10,000 kilojoules a day? Like it's like unless you're using them, like, really no reason.
We're in pussified environments. We're not fighting for survival. So
regardless
we shouldn't be eating like we're fighting for survival. We should be eating like we're being lazy. You know, cats instead of
So we should
cans.
ditch a lot of these like high density foods and treat them as special things again because
stop seeing them as just everyday food and going back to
what are we doing?
Eating light. Yeah, exactly.
Like I've looked at I've had the opportunity to see a measure of somebody who doesn't move very much, so they don't really leave the house. They chill out in a chair, like maybe the gamer, like say somebody who just sits in their room, goes, has a shower and stuff, maybe goes out in the kitchen once or twice, but otherwise just chills out in the thing.
True.
That could be like a disabled person. That could be like they just make it to their couch and they hang out on their couch most of the day.
We had a mutual friend, and that was part of the routine because there was pretty much, other than going out, that was the things that were done.
With the watch on measuring, they were 1,500 calories a day. That's their energy output, which is like so about 6,000. Like it's low.
Yeah, not much at all. That's right.
Yeah. It's basically the bare minimum. And so like eating something which is 2,000 kilojoules plus per 100 grams is insane. It's like
it makes no sense.
Yeah, you better have
hello diabetes.
Essentially,
hello
could be
diabetes.
Nuts. No, it could be cheese.
Yeah.
It could be cheese. It could be nuts. It could be bread. It could be lollies. All of those things are 2,000 calories per 100. Like that's not. It could be roast chicken.
Just stacks on.
Yeah, like with thing on it or whatever. So all of those are like in that 2,000 per 100 gram, right? And so you can eat like 300 grams of that in a day.
Yeah,
and that's all you could eat. No, that's it.
No, but I'm saying that people like that just
And then no other thing, no other biscuit. That would be all you could. 6,000.
The fasting from then until the next time the delivery of the food thing would be
3
available.
Sets of 200.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want to break it up into. That's it.
Well, it's 400 calorie lots basically. 1,600 kilojoule amounts. You eat like these 3 things. They're fairly like, but then I don't know. What I'm trying to say
idleness comes with a cost.
Yeah. So if you want to eat a lot of things,
then you need to be active. You need to step it up.
Well, they need to be non-energy dense things like celery or fucking I don't know, man. Like very simple things like low calories.
Yeah, just watery, fibrous substitute for
something. Yeah. I don't know, because just to keep something going on. Because otherwise,
Weet-Bix on a stick.
Yeah. The Weet-Bix is pretty high. It was not that bad, but
don't have it with milk.
Alternatively,
do the nut milk or whatever.
I guess
take away the calories.
Take it away. Well, match it in, and I see this I see it as an evolution in our food story.
Create the bulk, but take away the calories. That's why I always loved the
where
Weet-Bix.
We as a species learn on an individual, like where it's passed down naturally, like an understanding of energy out, energy in.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we've ever had as a species before. Like it's not like we didn't know how to eat more or less. I'm not saying but like where we've got like a really nuanced understanding of that. You can just look at something and then just be like, and we can sort of navigate your day based on how we like intelligently and kind of aware, the way we eat. So you're looking at the thing and you can have the Kit Kat, but you can just you can easily just measure it.
Sacrifice. The extra serving.
Well, you know where you're up to in the day and how much you'd output and where your deficit was.
It's taking tally of what your consumption is, isn't it?
Well, and also one thing that I think is really interesting is that I wouldn't be too sure that you carry forward a calorie deficit in a day. It's not like if yesterday you
got spare.
Yeah, it starts again.
Yeah, don't start doing I got spare and
No.
Just going if this is my target and the reduction is a good thing. If I don't need it, then I don't have it.
Yeah. Because the next day if you have undereaten the day before, you
get lashed. That's it. Body tells you about it.
That's all that's happening.
It's the replenishment and the hunger.
And
the pains that come with
you lose some. Like if it's got the amount, it's got an amount, then it'll keep going. I mean, I saw this. You sent me this photo today, actually.
I've sent you lots. I've had some real Facebook.
It was the 2 rabbits and the midgets. The rabbits and the midgets. If you haven't been to a party and you're like
live the ultimate life.
And it's got this person there lying on the
either go hard or go home, right?
Being picked up by the ambulance, right? And they were in sort of bondagey. No, not bondagey. They just
it was like sparkle. It was sparkle outfit.
Sparkle outfit. There we go.
Yeah, sparkles.
And they had like a very impressive, like an incredible fat store.
Mid-rift.
That store was like supreme. It went down below the hips.
It reminded me of the mammary. It gave me mammaries.
Yeah.
When I was looking at it.
It was interesting how seeing how at the
key.
point where like the where the navel is, and then how when the muscles all collapse.
It was completely
there.
swallowed up, and it was just like hanging open.
Well, it was the thing that created the two. It was like the second sternum.
Yes, that's it. Like pubic had become the second sternum.
And that's like where the navel was. The navel was like this sort of thing that was holding on with its like that tension, like whatever it was, that created this hanging thing, like the sternum kind of does, right? And like the rest of the muscles had collapsed.
That's right. Just delivering them bombs, mate.
They were the most massive breasts. It was incredible. It was
you could just sit there, just cuddling into it, couldn't you?
Yeah, you'd feel like they were like individual.
It would be like an ultimate pillow.
They were fat deposits that were actually had become separate parts of the human body. It was like a second.
It had its own structure
and like the xenomorph characters,
you know,
like where they might
presence.
have like a maybe like a cat girl is a classic example, and the cat girl will have 2 breasts, where a cat girl will actually have like 6 breasts, or something like that. Actually, they'd be quite small.
Stop it,
just kind
hang
of
on, I'm getting a semi.
Well, they would be different, like depending on the modality and how you chose to,
and a bit smaller,
whatever level of
more
cat
subtle little
human
slopes going on.
You are generating. Stop it.
I'm making it as it's being created as I'm talking about it. Yeah.
But if you wanted to to actually know what a human with multiple breasts looks like, you just look at those like those fat, like someone that fat, because that is the second set of breasts.
Little preview. And then include the double chin, and there's like the triplicate there anyway.
The special bonus.
The jowls.
The jowls hanging down. Set of breasts.
The
like then you
bummy breast plus the special power tummy
and because it could be just the one. If you really think about the jowls,
well, if she had big
flaps,
flaps, like they'd be hanging down. Like they could almost be like the horse set.
You don't usually see fatness in there. That would perhaps be the...
No, but I'm just saying, no, it
would be the back.
They've been worked well. Like they could be just, full of the chunk and just hanging down. A bit of a silicone injection every now and again just to fatten them up,
I see. So no, but not artificial. But you could, wow.
It's just... Go the quadruples,
But if it was a male... It doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, for both the male and the female.
Human breasticles. Yeah, that's it. The whole body's just human breasticles.
It really sort of does. I don't think that, because this person was male.
It wouldn't work, yeah.
It was like, because they would get to the four breasts. Like their upper region would have also generated a breast formation.
Yeah, that's it.
Varying characteristics.
Not picking up things and pushing them above their head, that often anymore because they're too old to do so, and so they get the little, the flappy wing bits, the hand-me-downs on the wings. That's it. They get the
giant fat breast wing. The
chicken wing. That's it.
What do they call that?
Grab onto it, flap it.
The body. That's it. And it was, but they were like internal breasts, because how a breast like feeds a child, for example.
Yeah, well, they've got the glands, the special
fat breasts, those giant,
the gland things normally do the production.
Down below the hip.
What's growing on it? Like there'd have to be like a gland disbursement, so like it slowly grows through the body. Goes, hang on, here's another deployment point. I can just
settle it back into your body. So it treats the body as a baby.
Moving along.
It makes the person look like in that sort of more
caterpillar kind of content.
It does make them look like there's a bit more of the baby kind of look, and it's kind of like, so it is actually like this giant store of energy, these big fat breasts that the body suckles on like a baby. So the body inside can be like sustain itself.
It gets extra. It allows more milking from the top set. That's right.
That's it.
Additional storage.
Like it's incredible, but internally into the body.
Well, it's non-localized. Like it can guarantee there's always milk because it can call from the other reserves.
That's it, and can drink for itself, surviving upon.
Everybody wants an auto milker.
Well, that's it. Well, that's what you do. You get the fat store, and that becomes your auto milker, and you milk it into your body, and so you can get the extra goodness.
The churn
when you need it.
It's a continuous churn.
So you could like pre-saturate it into various things. You could make a real art form out of fatness by applying fat in layers.
Well, as everybody knew,
imagine from like a culinary perspective, like you could actually build your fat up in layers. Maybe if you put like a certain drug layer in there, like just like almost, and then as you released through your fat layers, you release different experiences, like little bonuses, like bit
of an adrenaline hit, and
different.
Yeah, a bit of dopamine.
Like they just like build
stuff
stuff up,
the different, the good stuff.
So they kind of have these locked in like geological bands of consumption built into your your second breasts, your personal
mama that's
breasts.
always given.
That's it. Yeah. And then, and they can give you like that sort of 12-month experience, like just build up and then just consume
just going through it, the different varieties.
It's like a cycle. It's like the annual cycle of like like the putting on and the taking off.
It's a true reflection of Mother Earth, like the 365 and sometimes 366 of the always givings.
Oh, that's a beautiful impression. I love it.
Hey? Peace, love, and mung beans, man. Well, the gift that always gives. Ever giving.
The ever gives.
Ever gives. Even when you're not here, Mother Earth's always giving.
Well, you know what? We've done pretty well, man. That was 3 hours. We've done, and there's a bit of that. So let us run a bit longer.
And we were both very motivated, so I'm proud of us, man.
Oh, the conversation was great.
And I'm glad we decided to call it like a background. Like play if you want, but it's just a background.
I do want to play. Like if we can play.
We'll keep playing a bit.
Can we play? Like we've actually done most of the topics. We didn't do but we did. I did enough on the.
We didn't talk much about the Facebook midget thing, but I'll bring that up again.
No, that can come up. And all the animal sound effects.
It's going to keep sharing.
North loading on dating was nice, Matt. That's some pretty big topics there actually that were really good that we can leave for next time. And if I can be bothered with the power washing of the building, I'll talk about it next time. But we did.
Yeah, that's it. That can be brought up next.
We also did have a bit of a hammer.
Well,
we did have a bit of a hammer on the state sponsored. So we need to keep banging on
suicide machines. Don't be sovereign citizen unless you want to get shot in the face. You don't have authority than the state. You don't have more authority than the state sponsored killers do. Yeah, and if you go murdering their pack, then you're likely to actually get shot in the face because that's what they'd want.
Real cheap. Season 9, episode 9, Make Mine a 99.
Absolutely.
I think that's. I think I actually have to name that Make Mine.
Have that nothing else but have mine a 99. Yeah.
Now I'm going to go to the show outro.
Sometimes you know, there's no fears, just the vibes on me.